All right. Let's fucking do it. What's up, everybody? God damn it. Welcome to the greatest show. I'm your host, Dusty. What the fuck? I clicked on the wrong thing. I clicked on another show instead of my music. I was like, is it echoing here? I can hear myself saying exactly the same thing I always say. Already going off the rails. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the greatest show ever. Forever? Forever, ever? Forever, ever? Hell yeah, it's the Dusty Smith Show. And as always, starting out amazingly on the world's greatest show. And folks, thank you for joining me tonight. As always, have an amazing program for you. Have a big, long, strong religious bullshit tonight. You're going to enjoy it, folks. Going to finish it off on a strong note. Got some Beyond Parody. We're going to play for you. Going to play for you some What the Fuck, some Trash World before we do the Chud Watch. And as always, got plenty for the after party with Dusty Smith. For those of you on my Patreon, if you're not on my Patreon, you should get on my Patreon for as little as $1 a month or whatever you can afford. Like more if you got it, but whatever. All the exclusive content that I've created for Patreon, there's a lot of it now. So go ahead, link in the description video, sign up for the Patreon. Gonna start tonight with a shout out to Chris Clark, T-X, who sent me some cool stuff, sent me some dentist sticks. Hell yeah, it's backwards. It's all good. And man, like I bought me like this insert electric fireplace to replace the old gas thing that was in my house. And I bought these like foam towels. I was going to create like a backsplash over it. And I put them on my animal sanctuary wish list just to remind myself to buy them. And they showed up in the mail out of the blue. Chris Clark, XT- bought me these things. They're pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. So thank you, hero. And thank you for everybody who sent me stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I'm so bad about not unboxing better. I am very disorganized and I'm ashamed of myself. But I am getting it. I do appreciate it. You guys are loved, and it is going to good use. So, link in the description of the video for my animal sanctuary if you guys want to donate anything to that. Super cool. Very much appreciate all of you. So, hope you guys had a good week so far. I've been playing the PlayStation VR 2 a little bit. Haven't been able to play as much as I want to because I've been busy working on the show. The show takes a long time to put together, y'all. But me and my buddy Rob have been playing that Demio. You know, guys know what that is? It's like a board game that you play in VR. We need more players though, so if you guys got a PlayStation VR and the new one, and you want to play some Demio with me and Rod, let me know. We're gonna be on Twitch doing that eventually once I can get my shit together and get that started. But anyway, let's go ahead and kick off the show because we got a long one tonight. As always, open your hymnals to page 1. You know what time it is. It's religious bullshit. What? Everybody sing religious bullshit, religious motherfucking bullshit, religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody, it's time for religious bullshit. Hell yeah, and I almost got the graphics up in time. God damn it. Click on it, mother. God damn it, why do you keep clicking on the wrong thing? I don't understand this thing. I click on the religious bullshit and it's jumping down to the fucking bottom. Don't do that. Click on the right thing, you son of a fucking bitch. I will murder everything. Anyway, first off, on tonight's religious bullshit, I'm sorry to start us on the downer, folks, but we have to cover it. We have to point this out. It has to have the spotlight on it. Once again, mega church youth pastor gets 60 years for child sex. Where you at, Shu? Where you at, Q? Where you at, everybody on the right-wing movement? A former youth pastor at Bellevue Baptist Church in Shelby County pleaded guilty Friday to 13 sexual-related crimes involving children. Keenan Maurice Horde received 60 years for the crimes, but will be eligible for parole in 15, because of course he is. He must also register as a sex offender and have no contact with any children. But when he gets out, he's just going to start his ministry back up, and people are going to still bring their children to this motherfucker. Watch him. All he's going to say is, I have sinned against you. I'm sorry, but hey, God chooses the worst among us to lead his flock. And then they'll just flock to him because they're fucking morons. They don't give a shit. Just the dumbest people on the fucking planet. Anyway, Bellevue says, the safety of our children remains our top priority. Bullshit. If it was, you would shut down all the churches, right? Because that's where all the kids are getting raped at. If you have any information regarding any criminal activity, hello, FBI, all of them. Information, all of them, all the churches. Just assume at this point, right? As I'm about to show you on the next clip, they're averaging one a day now. One a day. Preachers being arrested for molesting kids now. Like, at what point is it going to reach such absurd levels that even the right wing can't ignore it anymore? I guess never. I guess they're never going to admit this is actually happening. Just head in the fucking sand all the time. Anyway, they're going to say, Scripture warns us that Satan is a roaring lion. Yeah, fuck your Scripture, motherfucker. That's the problem. Brainwashing people with this ancient horse shit. And then taking advantage of them. That's what's always been done by religion. It's what always be fucking done by religion. Quit falling for it. And here's another example of it. Like I said, 28th and 29th ones this month. 2 more. Texas pastor brothers arrested on child sex charges.
And 2 brothers are in jail tonight for allegedly sexually assaulting several youth at churches in Centerville and Buffalo.
A disturbing story tonight. Both Clark and Matthew Travis are in jail on bonds totaling more than $2 million.
News 3's Donnie Tuggle has been following this developing story, and he has the latest.
Yeah, guys, the few details we do know are disturbing. Sources tell us brothers Clark and Matthew Travis both have leadership roles at churches in Leon County and use their positions at their churches to abuse and take advantage of at least 5 victims. Officials with the Leon County Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office confirmed that investigations into Clark Aaron Travis and Matthew Thomas Travis Jr. were opened in March of last year. During that investigation, it was determined that there were at least 5 victims that were sexually abused by the 2 brothers. Authorities say there was enough probable cause to indict Clark Travis for 5 counts of sexual assault of a child and 1 count of continuous sex abuse of a child. Matthew Travis was charged with 3 counts of sexual assault of a child, all on the same victim. Investigators
who could have thought by looking at them? They definitely look like giant pedos, do they?
Sources also tell us they believe there are other victims.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
With the Sexual Assault Resource Center to find
lots of victims everywhere, folks. And yep, as someone said in Tennessee, they're banning drag, of course. Literally not one single case of a child being molested at Drag Queen Story Hour or groomed in any way whatsoever. Not one. Imagine if there was just one case. It would be 24/7 news on the right-wing blogospheres. The Hodge twins would ever shut up about it. Dave Rubin would ever shut up about it. Tim Pool would ever shut up about it. Yet one a fucking day from the churches. Crickets. You don't hear shit about it. You ever seen Shoe on Head ever mention any of this shit? She too busy playing fucking the Da Vinci Code with Balenciaga. But not a mention of actual pedophiles fucking kids everywhere. It's because they don't care. They don't actually give a shit. If you want an example of virtue signaling, it's actually vice signaling. This is fucking it. All it is bigotry. That's all the fuck it is. Evil. Pure fucking evil. Religion needs to be snuffed out immediately. Who's with me? And speaking of fucking pedophiles, Ted Nugent just read an article about how Courtney Love says that when she was 14, she gave him oral sex. And then 2 years later, he wrote that song, Jailbait. Yeah, total fucking pedophile, Ted Nugent. So he real worried, though, America has committed spiritual suicide. You know, the one person who has the moral authority to talk about spiritual suicide would be pedophile Ted Nugent. Here he is freaking out over Cheez-Its because, you know, we're the fucking snowflakes.
All right, your next box of Cheez-Its may feature reality superstars RuPaul and Snooki. Take a look. I mean, it's kind of fabulous, right? Cheez-Its adding some stars to its packaging for a limited time. The company says they're doing this to celebrate 30 years of modern reality TV. You know, TV and a little snacky snack here.
Yeah, very cheesy.
Yeah. The box's official release is Monday. A limited number of boxes will drop every day until
Oh no! Spiritual suicide! We're killing our spirits! Good. Where's my spiritual gun? I can't kill that motherfucker fast enough. Bang, bang. And, God damn it, they're so pathetic. So soft and whiny, every one of them. And at least they mark themselves, all these pedophile enablers. I gotta hand it to God. Ash Wednesday's a pretty funny prank, and I love it. I love that they just mark themselves so we know who to fucking avoid. We know who the real groomers are. These people who have no problem working at their job, earning their money, spending their hard-earned dollars to support pedophilia. Great example, all over Fox News. Once again, conservatives, crickets. And on to the hate preachers, because you know there's going to be lots of hate preachers. Before I go on, folks, once again, a reminder that at halftime, we're going to read all the super chats, every single one of the super chats at halftime. So get your super chats in do it right now, because I'm going to read them all in my beautiful voice. So your words through my voice for the very low price of whatever the fuck you want it to be. And more you donate, the more serious I take your questions. So buy my love in the super chats. Lifeblood of the show, great way to support the show. E-begging, do it. But anyway, move right along. Hey, preacher, Devin Rogers. It's like a factory where they just cookie cut these guys out. They all sound the same. They all look the same. They all have the same message. And I love them because they're all murdering religion with this bullshit. The kids can't flee fast enough from you assholes because of things like this.
We do not praise marriages. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh,
not
so cool.
doing it.
Hip.
You know, the Bible teaches, and I'm definitely not congratulating when they get adoption, for kids. That's wicked as hell.
Fuck kids.
I mean, the curse of God, the wrath of God is on this nation when that's happening for sure.
I know, right?
I mean, the wrath of God is on this nation for them existing in this nation.
Bring it, God.
Let alone them having the children their access and, offending these little ones. It'd be better for
it's the gay community really the problem here. It's not the preacher, it's not the priest. Projection. That's all they got.
For a millstone to be cast about their neck and for them to be drowned in the sea. That's what I hope they all do. Kill themselves.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to kill them. The government should. We're going to read that in a minute. The government should kill them. The government should convict them of the crime of sodomy and put them to death. And then line them up and shoot them in the back of the head. Stone them with stones with a little explosion behind it. And you can have a couple of, have multiple stones going at them that have been melted down into a bullet, a projectile. All right. I'm not going to do it, but if the government does it, hey, that's something to praise. Amen. That's something to give our consent to.
Definitely.
Because why? Because it's biblical. That's why. Because it's right.
Yeah, also stoning adulterers is biblical. You're not supposed to wear clothes with multiple fibers. Biblical. But you ignore all that. And once again, the enemy are gay people. Gonna try to insinuate they're all pedophiles. Not one mention of the one-a-day preachers that are getting arrested now. Talking about a pandemic. It will be the child molestation taking place in this country by the clergy, by the priests, by the preachers, by the youth pastors all over this nation. Not a word from the hate preachers, but keep it up, motherfuckers, because I'll call it out. And you know who the real hero that needs to save America is? Putin. Because if there's anybody who's super godly, it's known pedophile Vladimir Putin.
We are drifting farther and farther away from God.
Good.
And God help us. That, what can you say? Pray for these people because we are absolutely going astray as a nation. And, you think Putin will liberate us? I don't even know what to say. I'm shocked.
Listen, that is perfectly fair for us to say. People are going to be like, my goodness, what are you, bunch of pro-Pootler? Bunch of Pootlers? Because they like to quantify it. And I'll tell you this.
I wish we had a leader.
We are Christians that we hear a world leader talk about the Holy Scriptures not in a manner that's denigrating. Not that it's like a characteristic of an extremist or a terrorist. That's our government's position right now.
We are just...
Yep, super cool. Putin. There's a idol to look up to. Hey, yeah, he's attacking an innocent nation, murdering people, just sending hundreds of thousands of his own young men to die for no fucking reason. He is also a known pedophile, murder his political enemies, shot down a commercial airliner, but hey, at least he plays lip service to the Bible every once in a while, so hope he invades America and kills all our enemies. Super cool, Christians. Conservatives are amazing as always, and gotta love the patriot, folks. There are such patriots. Liz Crockett says, this is why the global satanic pedophile cabal hates Putin, and isn't she right? Isn't this why we hate Putin? Because this chinless fuck can put on sunglasses or something? I don't know. I can't take it. I can't take his ability to put sunglasses on. I don't know. And speaking of Putin, since we're on the subject, did you guys know this vain motherfucker had a chin implant? It's true. Here's an original picture of Putin, folks. Not lying. This is what he looked like. Look at this fucking chinless fuck. No chin, Putin. Yep, there he is. Bald, chinless fuck. Gonna tell me this guy's some kind of alpha male? Nope. Just a fucking another piece of shit. And wow, Blobfish is back, folks, and I think we can all celebrate holiday. I love me some Blobfish. If you don't know Blobfish has all these fake prophets on, and he never questions them, never asks them any kind of follow-up questions whatsoever. He just sits there and incredulously says, wow, while looking like a Blobfish. This time, apparently, this dude, Christian prophet Nathan French, resurrected somebody from the dead. But don't ask him any questions, folks, because he don't remember exactly when it was or where it was. It wasn't really that important to remember. It's just, dead reason. Who would remember details about that?
What kind of miracles are you seeing these days? Did you literally say you've seen someone come back to life? Have you seen that?
Totally.
On the way down, we were in this nice Suburban that we had, it was a rental Suburban. We're just cruising, and I just saw, all of a sudden I saw somebody die. And I thought, oh, that's sad. And then in the spirit, I saw that person who died come back to life. And then I just shouted out of my mouth to everybody in the Suburban, about 8 of us. And I said, the Lord's going to raise the dead while we're down here.
Oh, cool.
And then I get somebody yells and says, Nathan, you got to come. This person died behind the tent. And the so-and-so is over there praying. So 2 people from the team.
Why didn't you take out your cell phones to record this? Like, if you had a premonition that God was immediately going to resurrect somebody from the dead, wouldn't your first thought would be, hey, there's 8 of us. Maybe a couple of us should whip out our phones and record what the fuck is happening. No? No, of course not.
We were with there, went back over, commanded the spirit to go back in this person's body. And this guy had died from a drug overdose, was laying lifeless on the cement with his wife frantically crying.
Totally happy.
And they just did what they were instructed. They commanded the spirit to go back in the man, and he came back to life after 2-3 minutes of
then we double tapped him because fuck zombies. Hell no to all that.
being dead. And everybody's jumping, and I don't even think Mario knew about it.
Luigi.
Yeah, but I mean, he probably found out because a lot of people were talking about it afterwards.
How long ago was this?
I don't know. It was like, I guess it was back in maybe it was a year ago. That one.
Okay,
maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. Wow. Yeah, wow. Not, hey, why can't you remember the details? Not, hey, why didn't you record it on your phone? Just, wow. That's totally realistic. Definitely happened. And speaking of how depressing this shit is, I wish everybody would just treat them like the jokes they are. I wish I didn't have to cover them like they're serious enough to cover. But here they are talking about getting $20,000 to attend a Donald Trump Christmas party. This is how lucrative being lying con men are, and it's real depressing, folks.
I was asking the Lord, if you want me to go, I was invited to President Trump's, Christmas party.
Yeah.
And I said, Lord, if you want me to go, I mean, I'd love to go. That's awesome that I'm being invited. Awesome. I mean, that's like half the deal, right? And so I'm just like, okay, I'm being invited. My wife's being invited, but it's not free. I mean, it was like $20,000. It was a charity event President Trump and Melania, they literally flew into an aircraft hangar in Naples where we were there waiting. But I asked God to pay for it. And I just said, Lord, if you're sending me, I know that you will pay for it. And so I'm just asking you to pay for it so that I know.
And the money just appeared in your bank account out of the blue? You have no idea where it came from? Is that what happened?
You're sending me. It was an hour before the deadline where they were going to close off the door. No one else could come in. So you had to be invited and you had to pay $20,000 for 2 people. And so this guy calls that heard about me from a global summit or whatever. He heard about me and he says, Nathan, God told me to give you $20,000. And I go, wow. I said, well, I just asked him to pay for it. And that's what's due. Literally an hour.
And he didn't. Somebody else did. So checkmate.
From the deadline, that guy wires over the $20,000 directly to their account. So we can. And then I started kind of letting a little bit of prophecy come out and encourage President Trump. I asked him if he remembered me. He goes, I remember. You know what I mean? I think he watches your show. But anyway.
I'm sure he does. Trump loves other con man. He's like taking notes. Oh, this is how you do it. This is how you con people. Oh, that bullshit works. Yeah. ABG always be grifting, and it's depressing how well it works. Damn, man. I wish I was more of a con man, but not really, because I like sleep. Delicious, delicious sleep. And folks, have you seen this one? Apparently, the hottest selling new Christian DVD. Children's Christ films. Christ for Arms. And oh no, they didn't. These fucking dumbass bullshit children. First, they made fun of him. See? They made fun of him for having Christ for arms. And they made fun of him for his arms. And then they threw beans at him. Oh, hell no, you didn't throw no beans at him. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's God's chosen kids. He obviously got crosses for arms. Guy gonna send a bear from the woods and murder you. And I wasn't gonna buy it, but then I heard that it's featuring 3 new EDM songs from Dowdo. And it's a movie about an important lesson, says Dowdo. So, I have to watch this, and before you say, folks, yes, this is a parody, I will show you. Pretty good parody, though. I like this one. Let's have a look.
Children's Christ Films presents Christ for Arms. They made fun of him for his arms. They threw beans on him. Featuring 3 new EDM songs from Daldo. Daldo writes, a movie about an important lesson. Get it now from Christ VHS for just $2.99.
And you might notice in the background they're playing my religious bullshit theme. That's pretty cool.
$99.
Love it. I wrote that myself, folks. An original song by Dusty Smith. Didn't copy it off nobody. Fuck all y'all. Liars. And then on the religious bullshit. This is your brain on religious extremism, folks. Nice looking guy, but a total fucking dork. God damn it. How can you be any less cool than Christians are? It's impossible. I submit. Let's have a look.
I just don't care.
Okay.
If you're smoking weed, you're gonna burn in hell. Okay? We're told to be sober-minded. If you're continuing to swear and curse, you're gonna burn in hell because we're told that we don't live on food alone, but the words that come out of our...
Why? Why would God care that you speak certain words out of your mouth? Why would he send you for hell for saying certain words? Is God really that soft? Like, holy shit, what a dickhead. And also, if you pick your zits, you're going to hell. Ha! You're fucked, dude. Nice forehead.
Our very mouth. Okay? And sin is like yeast. Put a little bit of yeast in the dough, it spreads, and I guarantee it, if you're swearing, you're doing a lot more than that. If you keep watching pornography, you're gonna burn in hell.
Oh my God, folks, I'm starting to think I'm gonna burn in hell.
If you keep getting drunk, you're gonna burn in hell.
I'm screwed.
Okay? If you keep having sex before marriage, you're gonna burn in hell.
Oh my God.
Okay?
No.
I'm not getting off on this. I've done a lot of these things.
He's so pious, y'all. He's so much better than all of us. We gotta learn how to be good like this motherfucker who doesn't have any fun in his life and lives a miserable experience when he just sits around and pops his fucking forehead zits all day. And then maybe we can go to heaven with this cool motherfucker and just sit around all day and suck Jesus's dick. Won't that be fun for eternity?
This is the truth. No one wants to say the truth. Okay, listen, I was resurrected from these things. I lived in these things. And guess what? I did all of it.
I bet you did.
And Jesus Christ brought me back.
How many dicks you suck?
And then I still chose to do it. And I kept doing it, and I kept asking him to forgive me.
Because it's fun.
And he was patient, because God is love, and God is patient.
Okay, if he's patient and he's love, then why would he send us to hell to burn for eternity for any of these things? Why does his patience end at death? It doesn't make any sense.
And then he finally resurrected me out of it. And here I am.
This dude beating it like a motherfucker.
Telling you that if you don't stop doing it, you're going to burn in hell. And I'm only doing that because he resurrected me out of all this stuff. And this is the truth.
You're so awesome. God chose you specifically, and you're able to turn your back on that sinful stuff. I wish we were all as brave and strong as you, Mr. Zit Forehead Man.
If you keep lying to people, you're gonna burn in hell.
You're literally lying to people right now, so you fucked.
If you keep fearing people's opinion, you're gonna burn in hell because the fearful will be in hell. I'm not trying to overwhelm.
If you breathe oxygen, you're gonna burn in hell. If you wear shoes, you're gonna burn in hell. If you drink Diet Coke, hell for you. If you get out in the sunlight, hell. Touch grass, hell. Take a pee, hell. Everything. Don't do anything. Just sit there and just hold your breath till you die. Then you can go to heaven, y'all.
You. If you keep being bitter, you're gonna burn in hell. If you're not forgiving, you're gonna burn in hell. I understand this is a hellfire message. I understand that, but these need to be preached because no one preaches them.
Everybody, literally every single one of you preaches the same goddamn bullshit. What the fuck you talking about? There's a church every 5 feet here. Every single one of them saying the exact same bullshit you are. You're not brave. It is sad. And I would rather burn in hell than spend 1 fucking second with douchebags like you. And then, folks, speaking of geniuses, can't get any smarter than Christians. Did you know global warming is just God? Of course you did. It just makes sense.
It's 80 degrees in February in Nashville.
Yeah, seems bad. Seems almost like something happened to make the temperature warmer during the cold seasons.
Does that mean that global warming's a thing?
Yes,
or
it
is
does.
global warming for freezing? I just don't understand it. I think the Lord wanted to bring a little sunshine today, and he can decide what he wants. Maybe God is global warming.
Oh, okay. So let's not do anything about it, folks. Let's just leave a world our children won't be able to live in, and millions of people are going to be displaced because, hey, it's God's will that we're all fucked.
God decides what he wants, and today he wanted sunshine. There you go. There's the answer to global warming. Get all your tips from me. That's right. I think that's great. I think that's great work because he knows what the day is going to be. And today he knew it was going to be sunny and 80 in February because he knew that's what our souls needed. Okay, I'm done.
That's right. Global warming, just what our souls needed. We need not to have a world we can inhabit. It's just God's will, y'all. And then, to whoever laced the Church of the Forgiven Saint with LSD wafers, this one's to you, hero. And as you're watching this, people get mad at me all the time when I say that religion is a mental illness. I know technically it's not like classified as a mental illness, but like it's a meme. You know, meme is any transmitted human knowledge from one person to another, like brainwashing people. Those are memes, and memes are basically mind viruses that get into your mind and replicate and spread from person to person. And the ones that are harmful to you, I would suggest, are sort of like illnesses. So they're memes that harm your life, and memes are inside your brain. So sort of like a brain illness. I don't know how you can watch something like this and say to yourself, "Oh, these people are completely sane. These people are not ill mentally in any way." I submit they are. mind-numbing, embarrassing in every possible way. Just normal, sane shit from Christians. And one last one on religious bullshit. You guys know who Eric Hovind is? He is the son of pedophile enabler Ken Hovind. Remember, I did a whole expose on him and his pedophile covering up ways, and child letting get drowned in his pond, not even giving a shit about it. Just garbage humans. The garbage acorn doesn't fall far from the garbage tree. Anyway, here he is explaining how evolution is a morbid belief system. And the only reason I know this video existed is because this was put on my timeline. Elon Musk wants to make sure that right-wing douchebags have carte blanche access to our timelines. I don't follow him. Nobody I know follows him. Yeah, for some reason, this motherfucking video was on my main timeline. Thanks, Elon. Let's have a look.
An evolutionist, by definition, doesn't know where he came from.
Okay, I'll take a stab at it. Big Bang Theory, following the laws of physics, matter and energy started spreading apart, causing a chain of reaction guided by the basic laws of physics in the universe. And then stars formed, exploded. Eventually, the Earth formed. Single-cell organisms arose, and then we evolved over millions of years into human beings, something like that, I guess. Continue, please.
He doesn't know why he's here.
Technically, we're here to reproduce and carry on our genes to the next generation, but now we have higher brain functions that allow us to overcome our evolutionary underpinnings, and we can make our own meaning in this world. Like, to me, my meaning is to have as much fun as I can, while also leaving the earth a better place than I found it. That's my meaning in life, so that's why I think that I'm here.
And he certainly doesn't know where he's going when he dies.
Far as I know, you're not going anywhere, you're dead, and that's it. But I hope that's not true. Like, I hope that this is a simulation, and built into the simulation is some kind of afterlife experience, because I would like to live a lot longer. Hopefully this is just like the first level of many levels, but I don't have any evidence of that. I don't have like any knowledge of that whatsoever. That's just hopium. And so as far as I know, you're just dead, and that's fucking it. So I gotta make the most of it while I can. And yeah, that's not the best thought. I don't like that all that much, but also, like, just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's not true. That's kind of how reality works. Life is not fairy tales and puppy dogs. Like, I wish my whole house was made out of cotton candy and I could get it without getting a fucking pound, but that's just not reality. So adults deal with the reality that exists in front of them instead of just making up bullshit in order to give themselves false hope to get through the day.
His belief is he came from nothing. He goes.
I mean, that's exactly what you guys believe, right? I mean, where did God come from? God came from nothing. He just always existed. Where did he come from? Who made God? Nobody made God. What made God? Nothing. Well, that's exactly what we believe. The universe wasn't created by anything. It wasn't created, period. There was no time before the Big Bang. There was no then before then. And so the default state of existence is everythingness instead of nothingness, which is exactly what you guys believe. You guys believe the default state of things is everythingness. You just call it God, and instead of calling it God, I call it the universe, because when you put the label of God on it, it makes it seem like it's personal, that it's looking down upon us, that it cares about our life, that it's interfering in our lives, and there's no evidence of that whatsoever, right? The universe is uncaring, unfeeling towards us, and so there's no reason to make it personal by calling it God. But other than that, we actually believe the exact same thing. So continue, please.
Goes back to nothing. And in between these two states of nothingness, he has to cram all the meaning he can into life.
Yeah, that makes life much more meaningful, right? If this is all you get, you have to spend every single day like it's the most important thing ever. Yeah, that's way more meaning than the other way around.
That is a morbid belief system.
No, what is a morbid belief system is that you're born sinful and awful, and unless you do everything this horrific being that's watching you at all time tells you to do, he's going to torture you forever and ever and ever, unending. I would much rather not exist than to have that be true, right? So, yeah, Christianity, pretty morbid.
An evolutionist, by definition, doesn't know where he came from. He doesn't know.
Okay, I already said all that. So, you guys might remember Eric Hovind. I actually had a little interaction with Eric Hovind back in the day. Thought I'd share a little bit of it with you guys. Back when I used to make atheist videos and go confront street preachers, I was down in Florida because they were doing an unveiling of the first atheist monument on public land ever. Some atheists sued and had a monument put up out there. And so shitheads like Saitin Beauregard and Eric Hovind went out there to try to scare little kids, women, children, dudes, with fear of eternal torture if they don't join Eric Hovind's cult. And I was none too pleased by his fear-mongering terrorist tactics and walked up to him and told him so. Somebody recorded the audio of it, and it went a little something like this.
These assholes. You're a cult member and you're out here trying to terrorize people and intimidate them and make them afraid and scared. No, are you telling them they're going to hell for believing your religion?
I'm telling them that they're separated from God eternally if they don't.
So is that torture? Is that torture?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're threatening people with torture.
I'm not
don't join your cult.
I'm warning you about.
As a coward, you're using God as an excuse.
No, because I didn't invent hell.
Just like Muslims try to bounce their chest for Allah. They're doing it for Allah. They're not different. They're not selfish assholes. They're doing it for God, just like you are. You're not talking for God because He doesn't exist. You're an asshole who is like, I'm talking, who is a cult member, and you're out here threatening people, you're terrorizing people like a damn terrorist. And that makes you a fucking asshole. You know, people like me who are not going to let you sit out here and threaten people and terrorize them anymore with your bullshit, written by ancient primitive screwheads. They knew what the fuck they were talking about. These evil men who are fucking misogynists, women haters, fucking slave owners, fucking desert-dwelling donkey riders with absolutely zero evidence backing any shit up, and you're out here spreading fear and lies and trying to spread this bullshit to people. It's unacceptable. You should be ashamed of yourself. Fuck you.
That's right. You should be ashamed of yourself. Fuck you. And I might play a little bit more of this video in the after party with Dusty Smith, where I confronted Saitin Beauregard. That part's pretty cool too. And David Silverman was out there. That was where he turned into a giant fucking shithead. Gotta review some more Dusty shit. So tune in to the after party. Hell yeah, got up in their face. And what's amazing is how tall they were. They're like 7 foot tall. Me, I'm like 6'2". So those guys, they were like 7'1", 7'2" each basketball players, according to me. So yeah. True story. Anyway, a little more with the after party. And that is my religious bullshit. Little classic Dusty for you to finish this off. What you gotta say, dirty, sexy pores? Love to hear it from you. Yeehaw, yeah. The classic hits. Dusty on the streets back in the day when everybody's like, shut up and talk about atheism. Dusty, don't ever talk about anything else. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about atheism for the rest of my life. I have so much more to give. Dusty, somebody looks more youthful than Dusty 10 years ago. I know. What the fuck's happening? No. What? How am I even the same person? This is unreal, y'all. I remember Dusty. Hell yeah. Old school Dusty. Story time. Stanley Kubrick said that the real question to ask about the universe is if not the universe cares for us, but if it's indifferent to us. Yeah, it's totally indifferent as far as I know. I have not seen any evidence to the contrary, so I'm sticking with that one. And probably on to Beyond Parody, folks. Apparently, some viewer of mine named A Small Rat has a laser engraver and has engraved spoons with Cult of Dusty symbols and stuff on it, and says that I could sell them if I wanted to. Anybody interested in a spoon club? I don't know. Maybe. The Dusty Smith Show, but these are real, apparently. Pretty cool. I like it. Here's one for religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Hell yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll start a spoon club, you know, to rival Crowder's Mug Club. But anyway, move right along. Let's do my favorite section, folks. It's Beyond Parody. God damn it. That's the wrong thing. It's the Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody! Nailed it. First off, all tonight's Beyond Parody can't be a Beyond Parody without Dr. Kermit Jordan Peterson. And good God, what a whiny snowflake. Just trying to find offense everywhere they go, folks. Can't whine enough. Here he is. I guess he's in a bathroom. Decided to take a picture of something completely innocuous, something that no one should even look twice at. The sign says, remember, you don't need an arm's length of paper towel to dry your hands. Use less and place what you use in the paper towel receptacle provided. It's compostable. Place all of other waste in the human garbage can. Yeah, hey, you don't need a whole lot. Just dry your hands and please recycle. Just any little thing you can do to help the earth would be cool. Why would anybody in the world have anything to say about this? Why even notice, much less take offense? But no, a little whiny baby Kermit had to say,
up yours, woke moralist. Tyranny is always petty, and petty tyranny will not save the planet.
I don't know, in my mind, he sounds like Skeletor or some shit. And I thought he was just joking, but he's like doubling down to it.
Why does this bother me? Because 1, it's celebrated. Number 2, it's everywhere. And number 3, people are willfully blind to it.
It's just a fucking sign that says don't use too many pieces of paper to dry your hands, man. Just throw it in the recycling bin. Why do you give a fuck about everything like this? It's just holy shit. These are the same people that call us snowflakes. Don't blame other people for your problems. Just wow. But at least, folks, the alpha males are born to ride Donald J. Trump. Hell yeah. They all want to ride Donald J. Trump. They get on that tiny mushroom dick and ride, get up inside. Yeah, everybody ready for them to slide on up in those Trump nuts. And imagine, folks, imagine if you were such a fucking loser. Trump was your personality. You could literally find people to hang out with over anything. Like do some fucking charity work. That's a great way to meet people. Hell, it'd be better if you went to fucking church. Start a gaming group. Literally anything. But imagine sitting around, what do I want to do today? I need to make some friends. What kind of friends do I want to make? Oh, how about I go hang out with a bunch of other guys who want to ride Donald J. Trump? Yeah, that's super cool. We're definitely not pathetic losers, are we? Yeah, you are. You no-ass having motherfuckers. And then, can't get any more parody than Marjorie Trailer Queen, who put out this tweet and then promptly deleted it because she's a moron. She says $113 billion has been appropriated to Ukraine in just 1 year. Trump's wall would have only cost $22 billion, but Congress refused to fund it. And then she goes on to say, 6 billion people illegally crossed our border since Biden took office. Oh, really? 6 billion people. There are less than 8 billion people on the earth right now. So apparently 6 out of 8 people, let me do my math, 3/4 of the people on earth have crossed the southern border so far. What the fuck you talking about, Willis? Good God, she's stupid. So no wonder she is the most popular conservative congressperson on earth. This is what they reward. They love idiocy, folks. Can't get enough of it. And once again, the whitey snowflakes are back at it with this anti-woke mind virus. Woke panic is what it is. I'm actually start having to do a section. I'm going to make a new intro to a section called Woke Panic because there's so much to cover. And yep. Legos goes woke, folks. No, not Legos. Apparently Legos has gone woke because now they have some characters that have anxiety and missing limbs. You know, they have people who have disabilities, and you can't have that. Every single Lego has to be like a big buff white straight guy or else it's woke, folks. And we're going to complain about it. Never ending forever. Gotta have something to freak out the old folks with on Fox News. Always something. Same people that accuse us of caring about cartoons and potato heads and pancake mix and shit. We don't give a fuck. It's them crying about toys and cartoons every goddamn day. Every accusation is a confession when you're conservative. And last up on Beyond Parody, folks, is a parody. This is not real, but it's amazing. So, I'm going to start making all kinds of shit like this as soon as the AI gets a little bit better. But they have these AI programs now that can copy the voices of famous people, and so you can have famous people have conversations together that they never had. And this was actually really funny and really very well written, and I enjoyed it, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. This is Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro discussing getting ratatouille'd.
I just think I would love to get ratatouille'd.
Ratatouille'd?
Like have a little guy up there.
Excuse me?
You know, making me cook delicious meals.
No, I understand. I've seen the film.
You wouldn't want that? A little guy pulling your hair, making you cook?
It's a ridiculous concept.
You're telling me you wouldn't want that?
I just don't know why you're bringing it up as if it's something that could actually happen.
You wouldn't want a little ratatouille guy up there doing whatever?
It's honestly insane that a rat would even be able to cook in the first place.
He doesn't have to be cooking.
In the movie, he's cooking.
Yeah, but in this scenario, though, he could do other stuff.
Yes, but you called it getting ratatouille'd. I mean, the movie is about cooking. Why call it getting ratatouille'd if the rat isn't even going to be making you cook? I don't need a rat to help me cook.
You're hung up on the cooking thing.
You were the one who referenced food.
Forget what I said.
You called it getting ratatouille'd, which is a reference to cooking in the first place.
Forget what I said. Ratatouille is just the frame of reference. Like, you can get ratatouille'd into doing other stuff.
It's just important to remember that words mean things.
Yeah, but I mean...
The word ratatouille has implications about cooking.
It's just easier to call it that. It's a ratatouille situation.
Words mean things.
Listen, if there's a little guy up there like a rat up on your head, it's a ratatouille, even if you're not cooking.
Okay. For this conversation, we can call it getting ratatouille'd, but I think moving forward, we should establish a different terminology.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to know if you would want to get ratatouille'd.
Yes. I think I would want the rat to help me write a screenplay.
Thank you. That's pretty cool, man.
Thanks.
Jamie, pull up my favorite scene.
Pretty funny. I like that one. And hey, while we're at it, there's one more, folks, that I thought was pretty good. Same guy, Zach Ellsberg. Worked hard on these. Let's have a look.
So I went to the beach that makes you old.
You went to the what?
The beach that makes you old.
The beach that makes you old?
Yeah, man, the beach that makes you old.
Excuse me?
I got to tell you about this beach. It made me old.
You have to know that's not possible.
Look at me, man. I'm old as hell. And it's because I went to the beach that makes you old.
There are a million reasons why you might look the way you look. I'm not going to entertain the idea that a beach could make you old.
Wait, actually, I think it's the rocks on the beach, not the beach itself. Something to do with the cliffs.
What are you talking about?
Had to swim through coral to get out.
Stop.
But I'm still old.
Enough. Let's say, hypothetically, that a beach could actually make you old.
The rocks.
The rocks. Let's say the rocks could make you old. How much of you is getting old? Does your metabolism speed up? Do you need to pee more frequently?
Man, listen.
Do your fingernails grow faster?
Man.
Your hair?
I don't know, man. I just got old.
I'm finding it hard to believe. It doesn't hold together logically.
I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't old, and now I'm old. I think it was because I went to the beach that makes you old.
This is all pretty ridiculous.
You want to see for yourself?
Sure. Why not?
You can go to the beach if you want. But you'll get old.
I doubt it.
Look at how fucking old I am.
I'm not going to get old.
You will get old.
I won't.
You will.
The beach will not make me old.
Okay, man. But don't say I didn't warn you about getting old. Jamie, pull up the directions to the beach that makes you old.
I'm not going to get old on the beach.
Good luck, man. Hey.
Hey. I got old.
He got old. Yep, that is AI, folks. There's the future. I can't wait till it gets a little easier to use. I'm going to make all kinds of these. I have ideas, folks. I have lots of ideas. We'll see. Pretty good. I enjoyed that. And that is my Beyond Parody. Even though it's not Beyond Parody, because it's literally a parody. I'm old. Yep, I got old. You're getting old. I went to the beaches, got old. This is hilarious. I thought so too. Pretty good. Pretty good. This is gold. I agree. When I come across more of those, I will share them with you. It'll be a new feature on my show. The rocks on the beach can make you old. I haven't seen that movie. I know it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, right? I watched that new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Knock at the Cabin Door with Dave Bautista. Did a great job in the acting. The movie's kind of but he did a good job acting, so I'll give him that. Dave Bautista. Careful what you wish for. I know, right? It just might get you. Dusty got young. I'm doing that reverse shit. Hell yeah. I went to the beach that makes you young. And move right along, folks. I think it's Trash World. What are we doing? We're doing Trash World. I was right. Let's do it. A trash world! A trash world! It's a dumpster fire and it's hellish! Trash world! Trash world! Everything sucks! All of the time! Trash world! Trash world! And First off, on Trash World, god damn it, everybody's trash in this fucking garbage dump of an earth. Zyzek! Remember Zyzek? He's like the Sylvester the Cat of the left, his slobbering motherfucking bullshit. Anyway, apparently he's all anti-woke now. Zyzek is like,
as many genders clinics across the West, doctors feel compelled to adopt an unquestioning affirmative approach.
I'm not going to read like that anymore. One critic noted, with little regard to others' underlying mental health crisis troubling children, the pressure is, in fact, twofold. One thing, clinicians are cowed by the trans lobby. What the fuck is a trans lobby? Anybody ever heard of a trans lobby? Are trans people like putting their money together and hiring people to go lobby Congress on their behalf? Like, I have a huge viewer base full of trans people. Never heard of this. Spent a lot of my time watching and following trans content creators. Never heard of any of this. I'm starting to think this doesn't actually exist. This slobber motherfucker should shut the shit up, which interprets skepticism regarding puberty blockers as conservative attempt to make it more difficult for trans individuals to actualize their... Anyway, fuck this guy. Fuck Zyzek. I always thought he was garbage. I read some Zyzek and I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? This guy depressing as fuck. He like miserable. Wants everybody else to live a miserable fucking existence like him. No thanks. Dude's got more ticks than a hound dog. And anyway, on the Trash World, the thing that is loading right now that I already knew before I clicked on it is, oh yeah, at least conservatives are fighting the good fights, tackling the problems that really need to be solved in our society, you know, like banning public drag. Like I said, not a single, as far as we know, child molested from Drag Queen Story Hour or any drag queen performances. Meanwhile, one a day from priests, preachers, youth pastors. Crickets on that. Not going to pass any laws whatsoever about that. But hey, drag queens, it's scary. It's our new thing to fearmonger over. We don't have any policies, any positions that are going to forward the world in the other way. So let's pretend like this is important. And yep. Terrible. Montana's House of Representatives just passed a bill banning public drag in the state. It targets transgender people. They didn't even let the trans Representative Zephyr, speak to how it affects the transgender community and targets us. So, good. You get what you fucking deserve, Montana. When you're dying in the fucking streets, when you're bankrupt because you can't afford your health care bills, just remember, this is what you voted for. And then on the Trash World, things are loading up so slow today. You know why? Because it's trash. Fucking Elon Musk is trash. And I'll take things that never fucking happened for 500, Alex. Rest in peace, Alex. So apparently, according to Bill Maher's new show, gay people are told they're bigots if they refuse to have sex with trans people who have vaginas. Like, once again, as someone who follows lots of trans accounts, who has lots of trans viewers and friends, I've never once heard anybody say this. People have preferences. You have a right to have your preference. Now, I could see like if you were attracted to a trans person, like desperately attracted to them, but you refuse to be with them because of the social stigma around it, then yes, that would be transphobic. But a preference is not transphobia. And it's possible like maybe there are some troll accounts on Twitter that said this, maybe one or two people on the fringes, but is this a mainstream position that trans activists, that people on the left have or take? No, it's not. But leave it to Bill Maher to spread this transphobic bullshit because it feeds right into his right-wing narratives that he's desperate to spread so it can be liked by these people. Let's have a look at this garbage.
The reason we're gay is because we're attracted to one sex rather than the other, right?
And we're back to fucking in the ass.
Well, but that's binary. That's binary.
Yes, no, I know.
And get rid of the binary.
Yeah.
What the fuck happens with homosexuals? So then we get to the point, this is where we get back to vaginas and assholes again. So, people telling me I have to go down again on a vagina if I'm not to be a bigot?
Who's telling you that? Who's telling you as a gay man you have to go down to a vagina not to be a bigot? Who? Is there enough people telling you this is an actual issue, or are you just bitching about something you made up or something one person said to you? Because this is how the game is fucking played. It's nut picking. You go pick minutia that's either not happening or barely happening and blow it out of proportion so people think trans and leftists are out of their fucking minds. And you can demonize and belittle us.
If the person is taking testosterone.
What?
It is, being gay is now often, sometimes regarded as what's called a bigoted genital preference.
Being gay is a bigoted genital preference. I can't even follow this.
Let me tell you.
I'm going to fucking cut my fingers off.
Please do.
You are, someone is a woman who becomes a man, but it still has a vagina.
Born a woman, becomes a man,
has a vagina.
So they add on a penis?
No, they don't add on a penis.
Okay.
You meet them, you don't, and you decide you don't want to date them, even though they have like beard or a masculine physique in some ways because they built up their muscles with the testosterone.
Penis.
No penis. Actually, no, not a penis. A vagina.
You're not allowed to not want someone who doesn't have a penis when you're gay?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I find
that's where we are. I've gone from. I was once told.
But it's just a preference. It's like, I like dick. Oh, Christ, I hope they don't snip that out here.
Just making shit up, spread their fear. And what is with the lighting? Bill Maher, a millionaire, got worse lighting than me sitting in my fucking room. Here's a quarter, Bill. Buy a fucking clue, dude. And speaking of garbage, human. Load up, please. Horrible wasteless mace. Jeffree Star is back and trying to get on the good side of conservatives. Because if there's one thing I know about conservatives is how much they're willing to support somebody like Jeffree Star. What the fuck? So Jeffree Star is so desperate to tell us how cool and badass he is. I'm pretty sure that his pronouns are he, by the way, as far as I know. So always got to suck his own dick, toot his own horn, to tell us how real he is. Yeah, fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake lips, fucking plastic surgery out the ass. Real as shit. If you don't believe him, just listen. This is why he doesn't use pronouns for anybody.
I'm not into all the other bullshit. I think.
What other bullshit?
The they and them.
Yeah.
And all that extra shit that we added during the pandemic because everyone was so bored on their fucking houses. They just started to make up more shit and more shit.
More stuff.
Yeah. That's where the conservatives like me because I'm just real.
That's right, folks. Conservatives like him because he's real. Conservatives are so real themselves. Can't get any realer than conservatives, worshiping imaginary gods and thinking Trump won the presidency and JFK is still alive and gonna come back and just all of it. Aren't they so fucking real? And that's why they love Jeffree Star, because he is also real. Look how real. Look at all the realness of this fake goddamn piece of shit. God motherfucking damn.
Yeah, you do have a conservative vibe to you.
You're not them. You're trans, you're male, or you're female.
And you're standing on that.
Get so mad when I say.
I know, right? You're either one or the other. It's not like there's anything in between. There is. There's a whole spectrum of sexuality, and of course, besides that, there are rare sexual disorders where you can have both sex organs. Like if you're watching any videos from people that are geneticists or experts in this field, they explain it in ways obviously I can't because I'm not an expert. But holy shit, what differentiates males and females, it's so complicated. There are so many genes that have to be flipped either off or on. And if any one of those is flipped the wrong way in that sequence, you can have all kinds of anomalies. What the fuck are you even talking about, Jeffree Star? But I know this person doesn't care. Their whole job is just to sell idiots overpriced paint and make millions off of it while they flaunt their ridiculous, lavish lifestyle in our face. Please continue.
Say that. How are you a they? What the fuck does that mean? It's stupid is what it is.
Yeah.
But you need someone like me that looks like me to say it. Because if you say it, it turns into you're homophobic, you hate trans people, you hate gays. And it's just how you feel. You don't hate anyone. You just think it's stupid. I'm not into...
you're just fucking uneducated. And you are transphobic. And you are a fucking idiot. And you are a moron. And no, conservatives don't like you because you're real. Conservatives like you because you are uneducated and you spread the same bullshit talking points they do. That's why they love you. But even then, Jeffree, even then, they still don't fucking love you. There's nothing you can do. You don't believe me? Just ask them. They'll tell you themselves. Here's Matt Walsh telling you fucking outright, Jeffree Star. And that's why conservatives like me has got to keep it real. Conservatives, this guy is not based. Don't trust this guy. He is not on our side. Yeah, 80,000 views 10 hours ago by shitting on you, Jeffree Star. Yeah, don't they love you for being so real, Jeffree? Isn't that reality? They don't? Shocker. Fucking moron. And speaking of this trash, here's the people you're trying to kowtow to, Jeffree. Here's the people you're trying to pander to. Here's the people you claim love you and are on your side. Here's a Daily Wire host, Matt Walsh, talking about how he'd rather be dead than have a trans child.
I have personally heard from many parents, more than I can count, who tell me versions of the same horror story. A beautiful and innocent kid one day, seemingly out of nowhere, gets sucked into the gender cult and is devoured by it. The child they held as a baby and raised and gave their lives to and loved and still love becomes suddenly unrecognizable.
Oh, no.
All of their innocence and light and beauty just drained out of them.
What the fuck? God damn, what? Come on, demonizing a whole class of people you don't even know. Yeah, becoming trans. Just your whole light drains. No, it doesn't. You ever met a trans person? They're very loving people, very empathetic. And it's just horrible how rewarded this man gets for spreading evil and hatred towards a class of people who absolutely don't deserve it. Of course, bullies going to pick on the most vulnerable among us, and this goddamn trash world going to reward them for it.
Placed by this self-cannibalizing madness. For a parent, to see this happen to a child, it is a fate worse than death. I would rather be dead than have that happen to my kids.
Mm-hmm. Liar.
See, the thing that I most despise about
0% chance that Matt Walsh would kill himself if he had a trans child. He's way too selfish.
Is that he is part of a movement which actively seeks to turn my children into Dylan Mulvaney. That's why I'm entitled to my anger and to whatever language I use to convey it. I will say whatever I want to say, and I will be justified in saying it.
You're not.
Because these people are after my kids.
You mean preachers, priests? You're incredibly religious. Like I said, folks, you ever heard Matt Walsh one time mention a pedophile in the church? One person every single day now from the church being arrested. Ever heard him mention anything about this? No, of course not. He doesn't actually care in any way. It's just a way for him to make millions off bigotry and hatred.
And yours. And everyone else's. And you're worried that I'm being a little rude? Well, you see, when it comes to my children, the children that I cherish more than my own life.
That's right. I just take them to church and leave them at youth camp all week. That's how much I love them.
If you think mean words go too far, then you would be very shocked to hear how far I would really go to protect them.
Tell us.
Trust me, words are the least of it.
Would you kill the preacher that molested them? Would you do that? No, you wouldn't even mention it, would you? You would just let it happen because he's not trans. As long as they're not trans, it's fine, isn't it? It's fine. Just let it happen. And did you guys hear about Contrapoints? Apparently, Contrapoints did this J.K. Rowling focused podcast. I don't think it was actually with J.K. Rowling. I think it was with a former member of the Westboro Baptist Church who is now reformed and left the church and is doing a whole series about J.K. Rowling where it tries to interview both sides of the controversy. And then Contrapoints decided to be involved in it because she thought the person would be more fair-minded than they are, and now she's saying that she regrets it. Let me read it to you. A trans YouTuber star has said she regrets being interviewed for an upcoming podcast about J.K. Rowling. Natalie Wynn, known on YouTube as Contrapoints, posted a Twitter thread on Thursday detailing an interview she had with former Westboro Baptist Church member Megan Phelps Roper. Wynn is best known for her series. We know what she's known for. She said agreeing to chat with Roper was a serious lapse in judgment after she was grilled about her decision to transition. The former Westboro Baptist Church member, who has renounced the anti-LGBTQ plus hate group's teaching, announced the limited part podcast series about J.K. Rowling last week. Rowling will attempt to give her side on the controversy surrounding her views on trans rights in the series, which is set to be released next month. So I'm guessing that whatever happened, Natalie doesn't feel like she did very well. That's kind of the sense I get. I think that she feels like she's going to come off looking badly, and it's going to just add strength to the argument of J.K. Rowling and the idea that trans people are irrational and on the wrong side of this issue. That's kind of the feeling I get about this. Now, the podcast has not been released yet, and Roper says that Natalie's view on it is incorrect, and she'll be surprised how fair and balanced it is, but that's the feeling I get. I think Natalie feels like they ambushed her, and probably she didn't answer questions in the best possible way, which is really hard to do when you're on the spot, when you're not expecting things, when you're not properly prepared, and it's live. It's real hard to think off the top of your head exactly what to say, and it's real hard to be perfect. So I think she probably regrets it because she thinks it's going to help the other side, and we'll see. I'll keep you apprised on what happens. And when it's released, I'll listen to it and give you guys further updates on it as it happens. And last up on Trash World, Harvey Weinstein sentenced to 16 years for rape conviction in L.A. Wasn't he already convicted? I thought he was already doing time, but you know where I think he probably went wrong? When he raped all those people? Yeah, you know, you might not have wanted to do that. Like, if it could go back, you probably should have done that. That was your first mistake, Weinstein. So, anyway, die in prison, fucklord. Hopefully you have a bad time. And that is my Trash World. What we got to say about that, dirty sexies? Is it time for the... No, I got one more section. Still plenty of time to get in your super chats, folks. Going to do one more section, and then we're going to read the super chats. So get them in. Mr. Charisma, hell yeah. 16 more years, Dusty. I'll be doing this forever and ever, forever, ever. You have this wrong, Dusty. What? You have to be more specific. No, the former member of Westboro used Contrapoints. Read Dark Nelly's words, not the this bad skew of what happened. I did read her words, and she said that she felt like she was ambushed with questions that she wasn't ready for, and I do think that she is saying that, in my opinion, because she felt like she came off badly. But I mean, we'll know when we watch it, right? So we'll see who's right, who's wrong. You know, I'll cover it. But if I'm wrong and she came out amazingly, then I'll say, hey, I don't know what she was worried about. She came out stunningly. Great job, Natalie. And if she doesn't, I'll say, hey, you shouldn't have gone on that show unprepared. Or whatever happens, I'll try to cover it the best way I can. Weinstein grabbed the bailiff by the pistol. I mean, imagine being on top of the world, having everything going for you, being that powerful. And I guess they just think they get away with anything. Just throwing your whole fucking life away. Bad life decision. Look at that daddy's beard. That is a man. I guess you're talking about whoosh. He doesn't love his kids unconditionally. Nope. Just like Christians do. There's no hate like Christian love. And all right, let's move along. One more section. Get in your super chats. It's time for some what the fuck. What the fuck? God damn it, motherfuckers. What are you even doing? What the fuck? And first off, on tonight's What the Fuck. What the fuck? All right, so somebody sent me this picture, and he looks 12, right? This is clearly the kid from Glee, and he looks fucking 12, right? Sitting there, about to clearly get banged out. I know he's over 18, so it's fine, all right? Just because he's a cute little twink, there's nothing wrong with it. He wants to get banged out by all these biker-looking dudes. It's fine. But this is not the what the fuck part. The what the fuck part is I zoomed into the picture, and apparently, I'm in the background! What am I doing in this picture? I don't remember taking this picture. Looking good, though, with my buff arms and my tattoo. I don't even have any tattoos, but rocking it, Dusty. Could rock some fucking tattoos. And I'm down with it somehow. Gonna bang out the twinks. I hope this kid is 18. And next up on What the Fuck. To run away from the scene of an accident. What could go wrong? I'm only assuming this guy must be drunk, but this is not how you do it when you get in an accident. He's like running away. Run away from the scene of the crowd. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You come back here, and he can't even run because he's doughy. He fell on his best of his head.
You kill somebody.
Yeah.
Kill somebody.
You could have killed somebody.
Stay right there.
Stay right there, dude.
You stay right there.
You're clearly very drunk. Don't do that.
See what you did?
Yep, trying to break the door open to save the person. And where you running to, you dumbass? Don't you know that's just going to make things worse for yourself? But I'm assuming he's like, hey, I'm drunk. Maybe if I run away and then I sober up, I won't be in trouble. And did you guys hear about this crazy story? Montaza, high school student, attacks teacher's aide, knocks her unconscious after a Nintendo Switch taken away. Let's look at the news story.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. This is a 17-year-old we're talking about who's about 6'6" and about 270 pounds. And deputies say that when the teacher's aide took away his Nintendo Switch, he literally sent her flying through the air.
Go ahead, go with Deputy King. Look at me. You gonna be cool with Deputy King and I?
I don't want to go to jail.
Flagler deputies slapping the handcuffs on the teenager. Because of his age, we're not showing his face or sharing his name. He's charged with knocking a teacher's aide unconscious after deputies say she took away his Nintendo Switch video game.
Telling him that he couldn't do it, she left the classroom. He chased after her into the hallway and then very violently pushed her to the ground so hard that it completely knocked her unconscious.
Man, what a crazy ass story. I sure am glad there wasn't videotape of this happening. So here she is walking out, and here he is. Boom! Yep. Knocked her completely unconscious. And then this is the angering part. Gonna hit her when she's down and dive on him. Get him off of her. Some weak ass punch in the back, but then he starts going for the head. And dude, dive on him. What are you doing? These fucking weak-ass sons of fucks! Get that motherfucker off! What are you... Dude, jump on his body! Get... Everybody in this video is fucking angering. Holy God. And anyway, terrifying. He said that if they bring him back to the school, he's going to kill her. He literally said he's going to do it again if they bring him back. So, under the jail with that dude, I'm starting to think he should be suspended. Yes, I know that's not justified in any way. Just ridiculous. What the fuck? And all right, that is my what the fuck section. Yeah, I know. It was bad. It was bad, y'all. Insane. And folks, do you love my show? Fuck yeah, you do. It's the greatest show. You should become a patron. Patreon.com/Codcast. There's a link in the description of this video. And tonight, after party with Dusty Smith, we're going to cover some old Dusty videos. We're going to watch some Karen videos. It's going to be fun as fuck. And you can get involved in the after party for like as little as $1 a month. If you have more, like 5, 10, whatever. The average is 5, whatever. But I'm not greedy. I just want you guys to come hang out. And also, you Dust Buddies, go look in the community section of YouTube. And there's a link to tonight's after party. So get on my Patreon. Join me on tonight's after party. More exclusive content just for you guys who can't get enough of the Dusty Show. And all right, let's read some super chats. Starting us off, Ray Fuller. Start us off strong. Awesome, Ray Fuller. Been a while since I paid my dues. Keep up the good work, Dusty. Kid a party. Hell yeah. Thank you, hero Ray Fuller. My middle name is Ray, and us Rays got to stick together. Love you, dude. Very generous. Ricky Riddle. $10 Canadian. Hey, Dusty, this is Ricky Gay. Hey, Ricky, what's going on? Been a while. I haven't catched your show live. No forgiveness. Here's some money for the fur babies. Love you. All right, I forgive you. Houdini, Dusty, I will have to cancel you for your Rihanna take. Fuck a Rihanna. What you guys goddamn talking about? Rihanna sucks. She has plenty of good music. Like what? Try listening to Disturbia. I heard Disturbia. Even the movie sucked. Run This Town? Fuck this town. Where have you been? I've been listening to good music. Parker Aguirre, $5. I agree with Houdini. Rihanna is one of the best artists out there. She has plenty of good music. Oh, already read that. The Anti album is my absolute favorite. Where have you been? Is a banger. 1010 Rihanna. All right, not a fan. Don't like Rihanna. Annoying music. But I will say one thing. Better than Beyonce, who has 0 good songs. So at least Rihanna got 1 good song. But I don't know. You guys, bad taste in music doesn't make me love you any less. I still love you. So thank you. Dusty playing credit card is $2. Hey, thank you, Cooper Lover. Good to see you tonight. I'm feeling very sick today, but your show is making my day better for sure. Hell yeah, that's what I do. Thank you, Manuel. Venture Van gave me $49.99. Very fucking generous. Thank you, Venture. My tax return came in this week. I got to pay my taxes, so thank you guys for helping me. Here's a little bit for the kiddies. Still gonna advocate for everyone to switch over to Reddit and join us on the Dusty Smith Show. Yes, we have a new subreddit, the Dusty Smith Show. So you guys be sure to go over that and get that going. Like, I'm bad at getting stuff like that going because every time I have some kind of fan-made thing, it always turns against me. So I'm gun shy, but I do love you guys for creating it. So go over there and support the subreddit. Oro Dusty still loving it. Vamos, Memphis Loco. Hey, beans and disease to you too. Darian Meza, love the shit out of you. It's not racist because Red Fox said that. Big Black Corvette. Big Black Corvette. Here's some greenbacks for the kiddies. Fuck yeah. Gonna get up all kinds of kiddie drugs in your honor. Bob Hawk. It is LGBTQT Mardi Gras in City tonight. Started as a protest for civil rights 35 years ago. Now the conservatives are voted out. Our new progressive prime minister will head the march. LGBTQT rights, hell yeah. Trans rights and gay rights and all of the rights. There's more of this, more of us than there are of them. So love will win in the end. Urban Miles $10, like, what do they connect over in social settings? Do conservatives get together and talk about other people's genitals and bedroom activities? Yes. They get over and they virtue signal and pretend like they actually care about all this stuff while they do the exact opposite in their real life, like give their kids over to these preacher, pastor, pedophiles. Hey everyone, what's up, Danny Nerd? Good to see you tonight. Dusty Smith has a rockin' gluteus maximus. It could be better. I used to have a much better badonkadonk than I do now. I've really let myself go. It's a shame. You guys should have seen 21-year-old Dusty's ass. You could have bounced a fucking quarter off of it. Now I got cellulite and shit. It's a horror show. It may go to his well-styled and handsome head. Definitely my best part, my fucking head. It's a thing of beauty. Happy second adoptiversary. Brooksy Pump, hell yeah, give him some scritches for me. And Angela M. Stover, what's up, Angela? Power has been out all week. Oh, that sucks. Glad to hear you back, though. My dad reached Jordan Peterson. I'm sorry. What is wrong with your daddy? Danny Nerdnick, $9.99. You gave me the best advice. Rhea, my dog, you said love the head out of him and he'll turn out great. That is good advice. Dusty, Brooks is great. I owe you. And the late Mr. Floof, a debt and honor for your gratitude. Hey, it's no problem. That's all you do. The dogs are very loving animals, and they just want that love back. That's all they crave, and as long as you give them that, you'll be a good daddy. Can finally start giving you money again. Love the show, bro. Hey, appreciate you, Bravo77. Good to see you tonight. And Dr. Orangutan MD, using the socialism, giving out 5 Cult of Dusty memberships. Apparently, April was giving out Cult of Dusty memberships last show, and some kind of glitch or something happened, and it rescinded all the ones she gave out. So hopefully it sticks this time. You guys will have to let me know if it does. Yep. Thanks for the free subs, Dr. Orangutan. Hero of the show. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button, everybody. More super chats. Also, gonna read all the rest of the super chats at the end of the show. But we still have plenty of show to go for you guys. Got a long, strong, hard, no sexual innuendo intended. Wink. It's time for the Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chuds and then we make fun of them. And starting us off on these fucking idiots, folks, You know what Joe Biden could never do? He could never stand a football field away from his fans while a guy with an AR-15 protects him. Can't get any braver than this. Woo, look how brave. He's waving from a distance. Joe Biden just can't handle this smoke. But once again, this is a tweet from Benny Johnson, who's paid by millionaires. And I know that he does not believe anything he says. The whole point is just to troll. That's all they have, conservatives, is to troll people and own the libs. So I get it, that it's just stupid, and it's meant to be fucking stupid because they're stupid. There's no sense to be found in it. But Trump returned to the scene of the crime this week. You remember when Trump rescinded all those regulations that help keep consumers safe, and then trains started derailing all over the fucking place, causing ecological disasters. You remember that? Well, anyway, before I show you his return to the scene of the crime, him literally going back and visiting the thing he caused to happen, a little reminder of how he caused this stuff to happen. Here he is at CPAC 2018 bragging about all the regulations he cut.
No president has ever cut so many regulations in their entire term. Okay?
Woo! What a great thing! Let's not hold trillion-dollar corporations accountable for anything. Let's just let them do anything they want. Hey, what's going to stop them from polluting our air, from polluting our water, from killing us? If you don't regulate them, nothing. But who gives a fuck, right? The only thing that matters is that they create value for their stockholders, regardless of how many animals and people are hurt or killed. And he bragged about it over and over and over again. It was kind of his whole platform. Here he is. Trump signs executive order requiring that for every one new regulation, 2 must be revoked. Seems like a bad idea. This is exactly what I was going on the drunken peasants and rallying against. I was doing debates with Bering, remember Bering, and Andy Race Warski, remember that? Did debates with all those motherfuckers about this shit. And this is what I was talking about. I warned that this was going to happen if we elected Trump, and it happened exactly like I said it was. Here he is again. Load up. God damn it. Twitter is slow tonight. Fucking Elon Musk. Trump 2017.
And we are just getting started. We have decades of excess regulation to remove to help launch the next phase of growth, prosperity, and freedom.
How'd that work out?
I am challenging my cabinet to find and remove every single outdated, unlawful, and excessive regulation currently on the books. I want every cabinet secretary, agency head, and federal worker to push even harder to cut even more regulations in 2018, and that should just about do it. I don't know if we'll have any left to cut.
That's right. No regulations, folks. Who needs things like working brakes on trains and shit? What an outdated concept. And here he is bragging about rolling back the regulations to 1960s levels. Of course, in the 1960s, we had far fewer products than we have now. We have much more technology than we have now. And with the progress in technology and products, you need more regulations to keep consumers safe. But nah, let's just go back in time 60 years. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Blink, 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 blink. Next thing you know, trains derailing all over the place. Birds falling out of the goddamn sky. The water's poisoned. And Trump is like, the guy in the hot dog costume. Who could have possibly have crashed this hot dog machine into the store? Who could have done that? We're all trying to figure out who did this. And here's the crazy part. It's actually working. He's actually gotten good press from going back to the scene of the crime, the thing that he actually fucking caused to happen. Because Democrats are so fucking feckless that while he's going there, Joe goddamn Biden is over in the Ukraine. Which is fine, but it looks more like he cares more about the Ukrainian people than he cares about the American people, which is horrible fucking optics. Meanwhile, Trump, the guy who literally caused this thing to happen, he's the arsonist going back to the fire he caused to happen. But hey, at least he's buying the fireman McDonald's. So super cool. somehow got a win out of this in this goddamn trash world.
We do want to take you live to East Palestine, Ohio, where President Trump is speaking at a fire station. Let's listen in.
Need, and that's what it is. It was an hour of a need, but they've done some incredible work in a very short period of time, and they're getting a lot of credit for it, and they have to be getting credit. We tell you that when they do good, and we tell you when people do bad. Your chief and your police and your mayor and everybody else have done incredibly. And Bill, JD's been here for 4 days. I've been watching him every day. JD Vance has been incredible. To the people of East Palestine.
Just amazing. I agree with David Dole. The fact that East Palestine is turning into a political win for Trump, despite his administration deregulating the rail industry that led to the disaster, proves just how atrocious Democratic leadership is at basic politics, and it is. Unforgivable how stupid they are at all of this. When you got guys this fucking dumb getting wins off this, here's Trump at this grand disaster saying, have fun, everybody. Yeah. Have fun at this ecological disaster I created. Just go out there and have the best fun you can cleaning up the dead animals out of your waterways. Super fun. And, but he did bring out the big guns at least, so credit where credit's due. He brought them water that was discontinued in 2010. Yeah, Trump water. And also Goya beans. Trump is getting a bad rap for people singling out those Trump waters. He also delivered some cans of Goya beans. Super cool. That's what you want when you're cleaning up dead animals all over the place. Expired Trump water that expired in 2010 and Goya beans. That'll definitely fix the deregulation of the train industry, won't it? But yep. Then they ask him, how are you going to reach Generation Z voters? And this was his real life response.
What is the strategic campaign messaging to reach millennials and Gen Z?
Well, look, I said I have one little phrase that I think became the most powerful phrase in the history of politics and maybe in any country. You know what the phrase is? Make America great again.
That's going to be his messaging to young people. Mm-hmm. By the way, it's the same messaging that got him almost no youth vote in 2016 and almost no youth vote in 2020. That's his message.
You go into details, and you know what the details, because we've been talking about them the whole night. Make America great again. Another one, America first. We put America first.
Right.
So basically, I don't have any policies or positions or plans in any way to help future generations, but I'm going to win them over with meaningless catchphrases, with empty slogans. That'll sure get the young people to the polls to vote for me. And I guess it's working for a few of them, not very many. But here's some brainwashed kids celebrating Trump, even though he's literally the one that caused the disaster that they're suffering from.
Brother, he was like laying next to the air vent and he got a rash on his cheek. And then like we've all been having like runny noses since it happened and like headaches and stuff. But then when we go out of town in like Robinson or something, or we feel better, and then when we come back, it's like happened again. And when we come into town, like our eyes start burning and stuff. My nose has just been really runny. That's it.
My left eye, I have like, it was burning, and my mom has chemical burns in her eyes, and like.
Literally beyond parody. Thank you, Donald Trump, from the townspeople. The guy who literally caused it. It's like thanking the arsonist for burning down your fucking house. What is going on this earth? Hard to believe. And at least not all Trumpers are buying it, folks. Some of the MAGAs actually believe that Trump is being played by a body double right now. That's just crazy enough to work. Ruby says hair, mouth, teeth, it's not the same. And the move of his mouth, he's got dentures in. It makes you, when you got dentures in, it makes you have to try to hold the dentures in, so it makes you tight lip when you're trying to talk. I have to say, after watching the video a second time, I don't believe that was President Trump. He has to protect himself. Yeah, super brave. Brave Trump. He's looking a little squinty, isn't he? Kinda I like how Joe looks Asian some days. Body double? Totally. Trump's got a body double. You know, you think he'd get a body double that's in better shape, though. That's what I would do if I was super rich. Looking like a racist remark. You don't speak for MAGA. We are not racist, and we love all of God's children. No matter what ethnic group, we are all one. Sure you do. And I agree, it's not Trump. I don't think real Donald Trump could take a chance being out in rural Ohio due to security reasons. This is when a double comes into play, I think. Total reality you guys are living in. Definitely body doubles all over the place, like it's North Korea or some shit. But at least we got Pete Buttigieg, who might have had some missteps in this whole thing, might have not pushed as hard as he should for regulations, but definitely amazing on the mic. And this is exactly how you shut down Trump supporters.
Sort of theatrics of Donald Trump being in Palestine were odd, but this is a community that voted overwhelmingly for him. The county that Palestine is in voted 71-29 for Donald Trump. And I just want you to sort of reflect on the irony. In 2016, it was 68-26. This is a Trump county. What do you make of the fact that he went there, despite the fact that the regulations that he rolled back were partly responsible for this tragedy?
I mean, it was definitely an ironic thing to do. You take down regulations, you water down regulations, you weaken the power of the administration to deal with freight railroad companies, and then you show up wanting to be a great friend of the people who have been impacted by a rail disaster. This is somebody who, as far as I know, never went to a derailment site when one of those happened on his watch, and there were thousands, even ones with fatalities, never even sent his transportation secretary to go. Now that it's campaign season, I guess things are different. We were there to work. We were there to get things done. And
yep, very good retort. And one more. They asked him on the spot what he thinks about Trump's appearance at the scene of his own crime. And he had this to say. Load up, slow-ass Twitter. Fucking Elon.
Yeah. You mentioned a national political figure who's decided to get involved. It sounds like you're talking about Trump. And then you said, I need your help. How can he help?
Well, one thing he could do is express support for reversing the deregulation that happened on his watch. I heard him say he had nothing to do with it, even though it was in his administration. So if he had nothing to do with it and they did it in his administration against his will, maybe he could come out and say that he supports us moving in a different direction. We're not afraid to own our policies when it comes to raising the bar on regulation. And I've got to think that him indicating that this is something that everybody, no matter how much you disagree on politics and presidential campaigns, can get behind. Higher fines, tougher regulations on safety, Congress untying our hands on breaking rules, all the other things that go with that, that'd be a nice thing for him to do.
Well, get out there, Pete. You're in charge now. You got Biden as president. Put your actions where your mouth is and get to work. And even Fox News is starting to speak out against Trump's bullshit. Even the most loyal, dyed-in-the-wool Trump supporters, like Fox's Brian Kilmeade, waking up to the fact that, hey, maybe we actually do need regulations.
Say is I knew nothing about these derailment numbers. I'm stunned by it. That we have thousands of derailments all the time, and how costly it is, and how they're not kept up, and maybe the regulation needs to be there. I think there needs to be there's a widespread sentiment to have a look at the whole rail industry, what the lobbyists are doing, and what the actual. I heard there were 3 people on that train of how many cars? 20 of which had chemicals in it? Somebody at the front, somebody at the back, and does that some blow other you away? I mean, I know that.
That's right. Why don't we have more regulations? Who could possibly be responsible for the lack of regulations? Well, if it isn't my good friend, Brian Kilmeade, who in 2014, regulations crippling America's soul, ? 2011, no more regulations. 2013, U.S. facing more outrageous regulations. And all of a sudden, he's like, who could be responsible for this? Who could have done it? Yeah, Brian Kilmeade, you might want to have a little conversation with Brian Kilmeade. You are responsible, motherfucker. Own up to it. And even Dave Rubin starting to jump off the Trump bandwagon. Looks like Fox News is off of it. Rupert Murdoch is off of it. Now Dave Rubin even bailing out. Donald Trump says Florida was doing great long before Ron DeSantis got there. People are fleeing from New York to Florida and other places because of high taxes and out-of-control crime, not because of governor. Thank you, President Trump. DeSanctimonious Rick Scott did great, and even Charlie Crist had very good numbers. Sunshine and Ocean, very alluring, and Dave is all mad because DeSantis is their new boy. So Dave's like, is Trump actually trying to lose support at this point? Is this what 5D chess without a full set looks like? People want competency, and that's exactly what we have in Florida. Also, the nicknames just ain't working anymore. Yep, it was working fine before, wasn't it? Silly ain't working no more. He goes on to say, the point is, if Trump wants to be president again, he has to change tactics. This trolling nonsense, that's literally all you guys do. You have nothing else. What are you talking about, Dave Rubin? This is your 100% entire playbook. It's not 2015 anymore. It is. It's always 2015 with you guys. You guys are stuck in a time warp. And I say this as someone who proudly voted for him and would, again, depending on how it all shakes out, yeah, you're not going to vote for anybody else anyway. You're just full of shit, Dave. You're going to stay glued to his jock 100% of the time. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene back on Tucker Carlson and not even trying to hide her support for Vladimir Putin and Russian talking points anymore. Here she refers to the Ukrainian war as the war against Russia in Ukraine. Shameless.
Seem to be fighting still a year later, a pretty lonely battle on the Republican side to wake up your own party to what they're supporting, which is Joe Biden's chief and craziest policy aim. Like, what is this?
Well, it doesn't feel very lonely from my standpoint, Tucker. You know, we just heard Mike McCall, one of my colleagues in Congress, talk about bipartisan support for this war against Russia in Ukraine. Yeah, there's bipartisan support.
This war against Russia in Ukraine. Oh, isn't it Russia who's everybody at war with? Aren't they the victim here? No. Literally, the war would be over tomorrow if Russia just fucking left. It is Russia's war against Ukraine, not a war against Russia in Ukraine. Holy shit, what a paid shill, I bet. A Russian asset. No wonder. She the most popular conservative congressperson. And then she just going out furthering her calls for the United States to have another civil war, I guess, for the United States to succeed. She calls it a national divorce. I guess if one person should know about divorce, it would be Marjorie Three Toes Greene, who repeatedly cheated on her husband. You know, family values, wants the nation to follow her lead and get a divorce. She says, all possible in a national divorce. Well, she's actually, let me first read what she's retweeting. Pedro El Gonzalez says, I support actively discriminating against transplants like this through legislation. They shouldn't be able to vote for a period. They should have to pay a tax for their sin. So obviously they hate democracy. Their whole goal is to make it harder for people to vote and make it where less people get to vote, because that's the only way conservatives can win. They have not won a popular election in 40 years. They rule us by minority, and the less people that vote, the better they do. And that's exactly what they want to happen. She replies, all possible in a national divorce scenario. After Democrat voters and big donors ruin a state like California, you would think it wise to stop them from doing it to another great state like Florida. Brainwash people that move from California and New York really need a cooling off period. So she's talking about specifically Democrats who move to states that are not majority Democrat can't vote for 5 years. Because that's fair. That's constitutional, isn't it? They can just strip you of your right to vote because of your decision to move. Here she is explaining it to Charlie Kirk.
I don't think the left would ever stop. I don't think they'll ever stop trying to invade our states or our counties. So how do we stop them?
Well, I think that, red states could choose and how they allow people to vote in their states. For example, over the past couple of years, we've seen a mass exodus from California and New York.
By mass exodus, she means 1%. 1% left last year, folks. So not a mass exodus in any way.
We've seen people fleeing those leftist policies and moving to states like Florida, Georgia, Texas, states where they like the tax policies.
And then like Elon Musk, which we're going to cover, move right back. Remember Elon Musk moved to Texas from California? Now he right back in California because the grass wasn't greener.
They like the schools. They like the consequences of Republican and red policies. What I think would be something that some red states could propose is, if Democrat voters choose to flee these blue states where they cannot tolerate the living conditions, they don't want their children taught these horrible things, and they really change their mind on the types of policies that they support, well, once they move to a red state, guess what? Maybe you don't get to vote for 5 years. You can live there, you can work there, but you don't get to bring your values that you basically created in the blue states you came from by voting for Democrat leaders and Democrat policies. But this would be up to red states to be able to choose to do something like that so that their red states don't get changed, which is what's happening, unfortunately, when Democrat voters leave their Democrat states and they take their Democrat votes with them. That would be something that these red states would have to really consider and choose to do. But I'm a big believer in freedom, Charlie. But I'm also I'm a big
believer in freedom, but I also believe you can just strip people of their rights to vote because you don't like how they might vote. Both of these things are completely true at the same time.
Believer in defending our ability to pursue life and liberty and happiness. And the left is completely destroying that for those of us on the right.
Totally traitorous talk. Let's have a civil war. Let's secede from the Union. Let's split the country in half and let's just strip people who I don't like's right to vote away from them. And what's scary is Fox News now seem to have her back. So idiots like my fucking uncle, you ain't gonna get the vote, boy. We gonna take your vote from you. Just fucking ridiculous. Hannity is taking Marjorie Taylor Greene's national divorce BS seriously. National divorce could result in much smaller federal government. States fully control public education. States could continue using fossil fuels. No one's stopping from that. One-day elections with paper ballots. You got to count them, folks. It takes time to count them. Let's just play the clip. Here he is, specifically saying he agrees with not letting Democrats vote if they move.
Explaining why she thinks this is a good idea. Greene is saying that a national divorce would empower individual states to form a smaller government, reduce the federal debt, set their own environmental standards, and the Congresswoman has another idea as well, banning people who move from blue states to red states from voting for 5 years so they don't bring their bad politics with them. I actually favor that idea.
I'm sure you do. Keeping people from vote, not letting Democrats vote is the only way you guys can win. You're already getting less vote. You're already whirling us by minority. You have to cheat with gerrymandering. This is all you fucking got, right? You don't have any policies. You don't have any positions. Your fear-mongering is only able to get like 30% of the vote, so you have to have something else to allow you to win. So you have to take people's basic rights away from them. Here's the freedom lovers. And I guess she thinks that they succeed from the Union, still the federal government has to work for them. That's not how secession works, sweetie, at all. She goes on to say, of course, interstate trade, travel, and state relations would continue. No, they wouldn't. If you succeed from the United States, if you form your own government, you don't get all the benefits of the American government any fucking more. That's how that whole goddamn thing works, you moron. However, in red states, they could have different rules about store product placement on national store shelves. In red states, I highly doubt Walmart could place sex toys next to children's toothbrushes. Holy God, how is this real life? She's literally talking about starting a civil war, splitting the country in half because of dildos at Walmart. Literally, nobody gives a shit where the fuck Walmart. Don't piss Don't piss on my wall. Sorry, the cat's pissing on my wall. Why? Why? It's my fault. I have to have these cats fixed. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Anyway, sorry. That's frustrating. I highly doubt Walmart could play sex toys next to children. Like, no one gives a shit, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then she goes on to say, the federal government would have to maintain the Department of Defense, but it would need to return to its original purpose. No, if you split off from the United States government, they aren't going to defend you anymore. Why would they? What are you talking about? Just horrible. God damn it. Now there's piss on my wall. Why? I don't understand. God damn it. I treat you so well. It's because I didn't get you fixed. I know it's stupid, Dusty. God damn it. I have to do that this week. All right. Move right along. From Cat Piss Theater. Okay, I'm tired of listening. I was going to play more Marjorie Taylor Greene, but let's move on from that. I'm all distracted now because of the piss. And, yeah, I know it's my fault. I know it's my fault. Anyway, at least conservatives are attacking the important issues. Here they are threatening a private company, DirecTV, with congressional oversight, bullying them with threats that the government might punish them if they don't host a show that they don't want to host because it costs too much money. Here's the smaller government party for you people.
Because they do feel that this is something that is attacking free speech, their constitutional right, the First Amendment.
Right. I'm very concerned. I'm very upset that DirecTV does not have Newsmax on there. I've been in constant communication with the leadership at AT&T and DirecTV. I have strongly encouraged them to meet with your CEO, Mr. Ruddy, to get this worked out, or else.
Or else! You heard it. There's your representative, folks. Hey, you better get it worked out, or else. You better put this propaganda network on your airwaves, even though they want more money than they're worth, or else we're going to use the might of the government to punish your private corporation for doing what we don't like. Super conservative, aren't they?
So I think if anyone's ever watched the House Oversight Committee, any of our first three hearings, they have to ask themselves, do you really want to go in front of the House Oversight Committee? Because this is something that the 26 Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are very passionate about.
Just direct threat. You don't want to come before the House Oversight Committee. You better do what we say. We're going to threaten your private company. Where you at, free speech warriors? Why don't they have the freedom of speech to put whatever they want to on their airways without the government threatening them? Remember a time when conservatives used to pretend like they were they were for the exact opposite of this? Amazing how much they've changed in such a short period of time. And speaking of conservative heroes, Kyle Rittenhouse telling Coke Jr. that he believes George Soros is somehow behind him being prosecuted. Yeah, it's not because he beat up a girl on camera and then got caught on camera fantasizing about murdering black people who are looting, and then went to a town he didn't belong carrying an assault rifle trying to find an excuse to murder somebody, and then he was attacked by a crazy person who he murdered, and then two other people tried to stop him because they thought he was an active shooter and they were trying to be heroes, ended up murdering one of them, and so yeah, he got prosecuted because he's a literal fucking murderer. No, that's not it. It's George Soros' fault because I guess somehow he paid off prosecutors, and he doesn't have any evidence. He doesn't have any firsthand knowledge whatsoever, but he still believes it.
It was scary. I was up against these George Soros-funded prosecutors.
Totally.
Was that what was going on? Were these guys getting some sort of, back-end donations? And I mean, the media, obviously, and everyone else going after it, but...
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I don't know for 100% fact.
Yeah.
But I guarantee. I'm sure of it.
Well, listen, you
poster boy for fetal alcohol syndrome.
You can't.
Kyle Rittenhouse, folks, this is why you don't drink when you're pregnant. This is what happens. Your babies come out stunted, chinless, doughy, droopy. I'm not trying to be ableist. Like, if you have fetal alcohol syndrome, I do feel sorry for you. Like, it's not great. But yeah, this is why you don't do that, because it's bad for the baby. So then, all the Chud Watch. Speaking of real men whose mamas definitely didn't drink when they were in the womb. It's Teddy Daniels, alpha male, big old boy, genetic specimen. He's the best of us all. And he wants you to know that Fetterman, who is seeking treatment for depression, ain't a real man. Because real men just swallow their feelings. They just bury it deep down inside and then just die of stress and ulcers, you know, like a man.
John Fetterman is roaming the hallways amongst heroes.
Like you?
With his head down. I'm sad. I have clinical depression. He's an embarrassment.
I mean, he did have a stroke and he's going through a lot of stress. And instead of just burying his emotions, he's owning up to it and using his struggles as a teachable moment, which is a great form of masculinity. Instead of toxic masculinity like you're advocating for, where you bury everything inside and you act all stoic, there is a reason that men have a much higher rate of suicide. And it's exactly what you're doing right now with your shirt, Be a Monster. First off, no one's scared of you. Have you looked in the mirror, dude? Like, you're not a scary guy. Like, you're fat and you look doughy and weak and pathetic. And like, there's nothing intimidating about you. You don't sound tough. Like, I'm not a tough guy, but I'm in no way intimidated by you whatsoever. You just sound pathetic. Like you're trying too hard. Like you have a real small penis and you're trying real hard to make everybody think that you're this manly man and overcompensate for it. But like everybody with half a brain can see right through it and you just come off as pathetic and insecure. Please continue.
Get him out of there. He doesn't deserve to be at Walter Reed amongst those men and women. Doesn't deserve it. Because he's sad. Jeez, oh man. Grow a pair. Toughen up.
So if you want to examine toxic masculinity, folks, this is such an amazing example of it right here. Grow a pair. Be a man. How about I just do whatever the fuck I want to do? How about I don't let you trying to emasculate me have any bearing whatsoever on what I do? Real men just do whatever the fuck they want, regardless of trying to impress or prove anything to dipshits like you.
Get some mental toughness.
Like your mental toughness with putting down the cheeseburgers? Like, dude, look at yourself. Like, I know you guys get mad at me for fat shaming, but like to stay thin and healthy, it does take sort of a mental toughness. As someone who's been dieting their whole life, this is not a great example of somebody who's incredibly mentally strong.
Get the hell out of here. I'm sad. Clinical depression. Clinical depression is an excuse.
Yeah, eat your feelings like I do. I get depressed all the time. Do I let it get me down? No. I just pour gravy down my gullet till I pass out in a food coma like a man.
It's an excuse. So you can be a loser and an F-up in everything that you do.
Dude, you're
and
such
then
a
point
loser.
to a diagnosis and say, well, I'm clinically depressed. It's an excuse.
Yes, like overeating, like overcompensating. It's an excuse to not face your problems, to not deal with your emotions. Might want to take a page out of Fetterman's book. He's way, way more manly than you are, in my opinion. And another study came out, folks. We've already had so many of these, but yet another one. Higher ivermectin dose, longer duration, still futile for COVID. Where you at, Joe Rogan? Why are you not covering the story? Study after study after study is proving it. Ivermectin does not in any way help COVID. Yet they're going to continuously pretend like everything they said about COVID is coming true when none of it is. Shameless. But we already knew it. And this is kind of genius, folks. I don't know if you heard about this one. A lawyer in Florida is arguing that because his client is pregnant, the fetus is being illegally detained, so she should be let out of jail. And this might seem ridiculous just at first blush. This is not going to work. This is stupid. But it's actually really genius because according to Florida, fetuses are real people. They are fully formed human beings. And you're not allowed legally to lock up people who are fully formed humans if they have not committed a crime. And that fetus didn't commit no crime. So you're basically kidnapping, incarcerating an innocent person, according to your own stupid legal system. A lawyer's attempt to have his pregnant client released from jail ahead of a trial by arguing that her fetus has been subject to unlawful and illegal detention could have profound consequences for the rights of women in Florida. Attorney William N. Norris filed a petition for a writ of habeas corpus on behalf of the unborn child of Natalia Harrell in Florida's 3rd District Court of Appeal on 16th of February. The filing argues the fetus is a person under the Florida Constitution and the United States Constitution and therefore has the right to due process. I can't wait to hear how they try to fight this. What are they going to say? It's not a real person. It's not an actual person at all. So they got to set this one free. You're about to see a bunch of prisoners get pregnant, folks. Gonna be a landmark case, and I'm gonna be here for it, cover it every step of the way. We'll see how it turns out. And Steve Bannon's lawyers are suing him because he didn't pay their bills. Good. Anybody who represents Steve Bannon deserves whatever they get. Anybody who represents any of these Trump stooges and thinks they're going to get paid, just fucking, what do you expect? You get what you fucking deserve. And I'm going to skip that story, though. And then, according to a Rasmussen report survey, which is not a reputable organization in my opinion, they did a study on the phrase, it's okay to be white. And I guess only 53% of black people said that phrase is okay. Now, the reason the other 47% or whatever it was didn't feel it was okay, obviously, is because no one is saying or claiming it's not okay to be white. This is a bullshit counter meme put out by white supremacists to pretend that anybody has suggested it's not okay to be white. Because that's what the implication is from Black Lives Matter. The white supremacist counter is, you're saying that white lives don't matter? No, they're saying that black lives matter as much as white lives do, and that they're not treated like they do in our society. And so black lives matter also. And this whole counter narrative of it's okay to be white is just a bullshit narrative to try to claim that the Black Lives Matter phrase is somehow claiming it's not okay to be white, when that is not at all what it is saying. So yes, that is the reason that some black folks see right through that it's okay to be white phrase and don't approve of it. Very easy to understand. However, if you're a giant racist or you're just trying to appeal to racists because that is how you get money, you can take offense to that. Case in point, Dilbert's cartoon creator, Scott Adams, just taking the mask fully off, pandering as hard as he can to his right-wing racist fan base by saying this.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people.
That's not what they said at all. See, he's taken that survey I just said where they said they're not okay with the phrase, it's okay to be white, because they know that it's actually a racist dog whistle.
According to this poll.
They're not saying it has anything to do with not liking white people at all. He's just trying to spin it in order to enrage the racists in his fan base and to pander to him and to collect those bucks.
Are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll. That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this.
Okay, as someone who lives in a mostly black community, as someone who lives in an all-black neighborhood, me and Jeff, the only two white dudes in this fucking neighborhood, in any neighborhood in 6 or 7 blocks from here, wherever I go, it's 80% black at least. And I've never had a moment's problem with anybody. No one has ever said an unkind word to me the entire time I've been here. You're just a racist fucking piece of shit. Holy God. Talking about saying the quiet part out loud.
This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape.
You don't.
So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
Uh-huh.
Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods.
I literally did the exact opposite. I moved out of a white neighborhood to an entirely black neighborhood because what he's talking about is a real thing. It's called a white flight. And when white people are so scared, they're such fucking pussies. Oh my God, there's some black folks living next to me. I gotta flee. And they flee out of the towns. I literally picked up this house that I live in right now. 3,600 square feet on like 3/4 of an acre, folks. $14,500. Basically a free house because white folks were too afraid to live here. And what was my experience living here? I got the nicest neighbor across the street you've ever met, retired Melvin, brings me food for free every day. Behind me, my buddy George, always looking out for me, always coming over being nice to me. Not a single person has done a single bad thing to me. I literally leave my doors unlocked here. I shouldn't say that, but there's always somebody here usually, so it doesn't matter. I have a bunch of dogs and stuff, but not a moment's problem. You fuckers are so stupid. You just fuck yourself for no reason because you're such cowards.
So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live.
I've never lived in a better place. I love this house.
So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off.
You were being so helpful before.
Like I've been doing it all my life.
Yeah, sure.
And the only outcome is I get called a racist.
Uh-huh. You are
That's
racist.
the only outcome.
Like literally, you are the biggest racist I've seen all week. How can you tell people to move away from black people and then claim you're not racist? Like what would make you racist? Literally, name something that would make you racist that is not what you just fucking said. Apparently, it's impossible to be racist, according to fucking Dilbert.
It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go.
There you go.
You didn't expect that today, did you?
I did not.
But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Just get as much distance as you can.
Do not do that.
That's my recommendation.
Bad
and I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens.
Okay, I don't like seeing black people beat up anybody. I don't like to see white people beating up anybody. I don't like to see anybody beating up anybody else for bad reasons, regardless of their race.
I realize it's anecdotal.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening.
That's not going to stop you.
But every damn day I look on social media and there's some black person beating the shit out of some white person. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it. Right? So I quit.
Yeah, it's not like anybody's beating or killing black folks. Oh, they are? They have a whole gang that's government sponsored and pay giant sums of money to do so? Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, you know what? I'm starting to think this guy might be a little racist. I don't know. I don't want to tell tales out of school, but I'm starting to think a tiny bit there. Mask off, hood on, and prepare to be depressed, folks. Shocker, he's being rewarded for this. 2,000 new subscribers yesterday, 600 before that, 300. He's getting thousands and thousands of new subscribers from his turn. Meanwhile, if you look at my Social Blade, I've been in the red every single day for the past 5 years. Every day. Have not gained a single subscriber a single day in the last 5 years. That is what a garbage world this is. I'm literally just trying to be a good person, trying to do the best I can to cover all this horrible bullshit. Can't buy a fucking sub. So just, what you gonna do? Just kind of don't think about it, Dusty. Push forward, push forward, push forward. I will, motherfuckers. I'm gonna push forward. All you heroes supported me. Make it worthwhile, so I appreciate you. And all right, that is my Chud Watch. Let's do a quick, he shall be Elon. As I mentioned earlier, folks, Elon Musk moving back to California from Texas. Remember, he had a big hubbaloo about moving to Texas. And now, apparently, he back to California. I guess the grass wasn't greener on the other side. He wants to be back near Twitter, where he can run both companies at the same time. So, cool. I guess Marjorie Taylor Greene gonna make it to where he can't vote. If he moves from Texas to, can he even vote? Can South Africa? I guess he's naturalized, right? He can vote. I have no idea. Don't give a shit. Anyway, and then apparently doing what he does every time, folks. Every right-wing chud that has even a small following on Twitter has direct access to Elon Musk now. And it's sort of terrifying how much these nobodies now have the ear of one of the most powerful men in the world. Here's Zuby, that shitty conservative rapper. He's like, when will everybody admit the COVID-19 pandemic response was a scam? To which Elon says, it's coming. Don't worry, folks. It's coming. It's all coming. 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, folks. Believe him. He's also going to Mars. Believe it. But it's just crazy how he signal boosts for every right-wing account. And it greatly benefits them. There's so much money to be made from Elon Musk replying to you and signal boosting for you. And he only does it to right-wingers. The entire thing has become an echo chamber for right-wingers. And there seems no ending to it, no stopping it. This is just the future. The right-wingers are just buying up all our media and just using it for echo chambers. And I don't know what to do about it except for to cover it. Everybody should stop using Twitter, except for me, of course. Somebody has to cover it, but I'll cover it for you guys, and you don't have to fucking worry about it. That's what I think. And folks, who loves overtime? You love overtime, and you love overtime, and somebody over there somewhere, I'm sure, must love the overtime. So reward me for overtime. Last chance to get in your super chats before the show ends, and we head over to the after party. So do it to it. Super cool. Look, I'm sweating much less today. A little bit, but way less than last time. I started using, I know I poo-pooed it last time. Somebody suggested I use Axe antiperspirant, and I was like, I would rather smell like sweat. I was just kidding. I use some antiperspirant. Apparently, you guys taught me that antiperspirant and deodorant are different things. So I got me some antiperspirant today, and look, way better. Actually, funny story. I told this on my Twitter, and this is also true. After the last show, I was sweating so bad. And people were like, Dusty, you might have high blood pressure. You should check your blood pressure. That's dangerous. And I was just like, nah, I'm fine. It's probably just caffeine pills. And like, caffeine pills can raise your blood pressure. You need to take that shit. And I was like, I only take one caffeine pill. It's like 2 cups of coffee. That's all it's the equivalent to. And so then anyway, I got out of the show and I started watching the movie The Whale with Brendan Fraser. Apparently there's a good version that is legally purchasable on the torrent sites. Anyway, I was watching it. Pretty good movie. Excellent performance by Brendan Fraser. And I got to say, the fat suit he was in was top notch. It was like hard to even tell he was in a fat suit. But I was watching it and I was thinking, holy shit, this movie's making me want to check my blood pressure. Because that movie will make you want to cut back on your carbs. Dude's like eating himself to death. So I break out my blood pressure machine here. My little cuff and whatnot. Open the fuck up. And put it on my wrist. Shut the fuck up. I didn't mean to cut it on. I put it on my wrist like this, like a wristwatch. And I get it to take my blood pressure. Here it is. It's taking my blood pressure right now. And it was doing it. And then I was like, okay. And it finished up and it said, your blood pressure is 197 over 177. Call 911 now. And I was like, what? No, motherfucker, I'm dying. It's airing out right now. And I was like, holy shit, it scared the fuck out of me. I like started to dial 911 and then I realized, oh shit, it's on backwards. This part is supposed to be on your wrist. And then I did it again, and apparently my blood pressure is perfect. I like have a resting heart rate of 65 beats per minute, which is like an elite athlete, basically. So I'm fine. But that was scary. Fuck you, Cuff. You're not supposed to give me a heart attack. You're supposed to do the opposite of that and save me from one. Psh, fucking blood pressure, Cuff. Check your blood pressure, people, though. That's very, very important. The silent killer, your fucking heart will explode in your goddamn chest. So don't fuck around and find out. And move right along, folks. Time for some heroes. Hell yeah, a little Billy Bowie for you.
We could be heroes just for one day.
Yeah, we could. How about heroes for 2 days? Try me, motherfuckers. And this video starts off angering, but it finishes with some hero shit. So apparently, Sioux Falls PD rookie cop attacked and arrested a young man during a live stream because the young man flipped them off. Hey, cab. But the ending is beautiful. Wait for the heroes at the end. So
what's up, man?
There they are.
Motherfucker with the camera. What's up? You know me? Oh. Fuck, man, I'm shaking, dude. I was fucking hauling ass on the interstate.
So during a live stream.
Is free speech allowed out here?
It's allowed wherever the fuck you want it to be. You mean? That motherfucker ain't gonna do shit. Pussy ass motherfucker.
So he talking shit to him.
I've been arrested in Sioux Falls over 35 fucking times.
Oh, really?
That's bail money. That's these motherfuckers taking your car. They took one of my cars just 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
I can't win with Sioux Falls PD. Fuck the cops. Fuck them motherfuckers.
Look what you're doing,
fuck
Eric.
Fuck this one. Fuck that one. Fuck them.
So yeah, they don't like his freedom of speech. So he has every right to do that. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen right now. They're gonna come over and they're gonna arrest him for flipping them off.
Nothing.
Where you at, free speech warriors? How is this not a violation of his free speech?
What are you doing to him? Run.
So yeah, they attack him, they tackle him, they arrest him for doing nothing except for exercising his First Amendment rights to free speech.
Manny DeCastro. Thank you, James. Fucker.
So the beautiful thing is,
what if I were to grab you while I investigate you?
People on the live stream are pissed off, and they bombarded the police station with calls and drop-bys.
987.
50 fucking 6 people.
They're giving out the phone number for the police station.
So resisting an investigation.
And then one of them dropped by and gave him a few presents.
An officer that's available to take a care package. So are you familiar with Paw Patrol? Yeah. All right. So we got the Paw Patrol bag. And this is for the officers here at the department. These are training pants, Paw Patrol training pants. These are for peeing in when you get scared. We've got some tissues here, Puffs Ultra Soft, and right there it says on the back, "Feelings hurt?" ? Wipe liberal tears here. So you guys can, every time somebody says something to you that makes you cry, you can use those tissues right there. We've got some pacifiers here, both for boys and for girls. So when somebody says something that gets you upset, rather than assaulting them or beating them up, you can just suck on the pacifier and calm down. I've got children, so I know how this goes.
Yep, awesome! Way to go, hero. That's how you should treat them. Mock the fuck out of them. Give them hell. Surprised they didn't arrest him for that. And big ups to Tourette's sufferer Louis Capaldi, who I was not familiar with, but apparently he is a popular singer and suffers from Tourette's. And apparently all his fan base knows that he suffers from Tourette's. And so while he was in the middle of one of his songs, he started having a struggle with Tourette's, having tics and stuff. And so his audience finished the song for him, and it's kind of beautiful and heartwarming. Let's have a look. a bunch of bros. They had his back. His voice is amazing. Man, I hope everything like that happens to me. You guys have my back. Like if I start coughing in the middle of trash world, I hope you guys like finish it up. It's a trash world. It's a dumpster fire. It's hellish. Everything sucks. It's a trash world. All the conservatives are fucking it up for us. Nailed it. Never had a single lesson. So you better do that for me. You better have my back, dust buddies. And finishing up with some more heartwarming bullshit. Students walk out in Danville, Kentucky. You're on your own, Dusty. Fuck you, Adrian Meltzer. Better have my back. Good to see the Utes step up, especially in Kentucky. Young people getting tired of conservatives' bullshit, of these fucking boomers making all these anti-trans laws, making life tougher for the most vulnerable among us, and starting to stand up and speak out. Apparently they walked out in Danville, Kentucky for trans rights. Let's have a look. Hell yeah, it gives me a little warm and fuzzy in my belly. You go, next generation, trans rights. We need more of this. This is how heroes are made. And we can be heroes just for one day. Sing along, motherfuckers. And that is my heroes list. What you got to say, Dirty Sexy Boars? Last chance to get in your super chats, folks. I'm going to do some slow news week. And we got a bunch of Karens we're going to cover during the after party. What you got to say? Give them hell, kids. Hell yeah, love it. I'm Dusty's Prophet. Do it, Adrian Metzer. I'm the chosen one, guys. Why do I keep reading your shit? Because it keeps popping out for me. That was good. It was good. Awesome, Dusty. Appreciate it. We laugh at Dusty. You should. I am a joke. Disorderly conduct. Yeah, I know, right? Fascist. That's what they are. Had friends with Tourette's. I never had friends with Tourette's. I'll tell you what's interesting, though, folks. This is a true story. Getting off topic real quick. My whole life, I've had this thing that I do. And when I'm thinking or when I'm nervous, I'm just walking around, I do this. I like take my teeth and I rub it against my bottom lip here. And I've done it literally my whole life. And people have commented on it my whole life. My ex-wife told me that she thought it was gross and I should stop doing it. My mom has commented that it's kind of gross. I should stop doing it. People have commented that, like, why you do that? And I just never thought about it. It's just what I do. It's kind of a nervous habit, right? And I was talking to Jeffree like 2 months ago when he first moved in. And he asked me why I did that. And he said, oh, I know you had this tick where you do this. And it's kind of weird. And for some reason, the fact that he called it a tick really bothered me. Because I don't see myself as the type of person that has nervous tics. And I swear to God, it instantly cured me of it. I have not done it. I did it just then to show you. But other than that, I have not done it a single time since he called it a tick. Him simply referring to it as a tick instantly fucking cured me of it. It's really wild, though. But that's just how crazy the mind can work if you are in the certain headspace. And all right, folks, let's finish it up with some little slow news week. Prepare your yeehaws, because it's coming at you. Slow news week, Dusty Smith. Yeah! Hell yeah! And first off, on tonight's Slow News Week with Dusty Smith, now I heard the new Ant-Man was bad, y'all. But my mind was not prepared for how bad it is. Hopefully I will not get banned for showing you guys this clip. This has gone super viral. This is a real scene from the movie Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man movie. Hard to believe this is real, but this is how bad cinema has gotten.
Try to be whatever this is.
I don't know what to be. Tell me what to be.
I don't know, just don't be a dick.
It's too late. Look at me. I'm such a dick.
never too late to stop being a dick.
Yeah, that's bad, and you should feel bad for it. Holy God. Why do they ruin all these Marvel movies? The last Thor movie had a bunch of fucking kids in it. Stop having kids in movies. Don't make me go outside and yell at clouds. Fucking children. Just bad. And then there's this one. All in the slow news week. I actually appreciate this guy's sense of humor and his honesty. He got a sign out on the highway that says, "Need work, we'll do anything, except gay stuff." And hey, who can blame him? If you're not into it, you're not into it. I said anything except for that. I will do anything for work, but I just won't do butt stuff. And hey, I'm with you, dude. I'm the same way. I'm finishing us off on the slow news week. Ring cameras at their best, folks. All kinds of great footage these days, brought to you by Ring. This guy got busted as fuck because there's cameras everywhere. Hide and seek champion, but you can't outrun the camera.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yes, this is Officer Star with Arnold Police Department.
Hi. What can I help you with? Yeah, are you there?
Yes, I just chased the subject around your house, and I was making sure he wouldn't have came in here. Do you guys have any kids?
No, we don't have any kids.
And is there any younger adults that stay here?
It's just me and my husband. We both work during the day.
Okay.
Do I need to come home?
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. No, you're fine.
All right,
well,
I'm
if you
sorry.
could check, see if your camera picked up any motion. We're looking for a subject in a red t-shirt.
A red t-shirt? Okay, give me a second.
Yep.
Where are you at?
He's in
Where
my
can he
trash
be?
can. He's in my dumpster in my
Where's that at?
backyard. He's in my trash can by my garage. The cops are at my front door. There's a...
Cameras everywhere.
Hey! Open that lid! Now, I know you're in the lid. Get out! Fuck out. Are you kidding me? Put your hands down. Come on!
I love this kid. I wonder what he did. Maybe he's awful. But he got some balls on him. He's gonna hide from the cops, gonna break away and run. Give it up. So they got him thanks to the Ring camera. You can't run, kid. You can't hide. I should have looked up and see what he did, but cameras everywhere, folks. It's the future. What you gonna do? And all right, that's my time, folks. I appreciate it. Let me read the super chats, but don't go nowhere, folks. We still have like 30 minutes more of show at the after party with Dusty Smith, the greatest after party of all time. You don't want to miss that, so switch over to my Patreon. Gonna start right after I read the super chats. And if you're not a patron yet, what is wrong with you? Get the fuck on that. Phoenix Rising, we got your back. Never give up, Dusty. Love you. Hey, I love you back. I appreciate you guys. Gonna do this forever, as long as you guys support me. Much love, Joseph. Good to see you tonight. Dr. Orangutan gave 5 more subs. I love the socialism, guys. All you heroes. A-cab to you, Dr. Orangutan. Have a good night. Have a good night to you, Morton Beard. I appreciate you. For those cats, $2. Thank you, Mr. Orangutan. Or is it Doctor? Don't want to get the title wrong. Thanks for the free subs. Hell yeah, Dr. Orangutan get more subs. 5 more. Holy shit. You guys are so generous. Bravo, $5. Can finally start giving money again. Love the show, bro. Hey, this show loves you. Bravo. Danny Nerdnick, you gave me the best advice. Already read that. All right. Super cool. Hey, please hit the like button before you go. It's the least you can do. Please become a patron. Please tell your friends about the show. Please hit the bell. Do all of the things. Leave comments. That helps the algorithm. Whatever you guys can think of to help out the show, I would very much appreciate it. I would like to do this show forever if I could. if I can afford to do it. And you guys are a very important piece to that. So please help me if you can. The show should be way bigger than it is, especially when you have people like just all of them, like every fucking right-winger getting 1 billion goddamn views. My show should be fucking huge, and it's a shame. It's a sin. If sin existed, it doesn't, but this would be a sin. So help me out. I really appreciate it. One more from Daniel Roman. Dusty, you were there when I felt like I was the only atheist in the world. Well, you're not. There's a bunch of us out here. And over the years, so my views evolved, so it's yours. Then the chat, we're unconflicting, in sync. Hell yeah, we got the best audience in the world. Like, chatting together is half the fun. And Mr. Anderson gave another 5 for Cult of Dusty memberships. Man, so much kindness going on. It really warms the heart. And I have, like, enough subscribers now where I can give, like, 2 more emojicons. I have to work on that. I have to get busy. I have to get these cats fixed so they don't piss on my fucking wall. No more cat piss theater. And I got to get more fucking goddamn emojicons. And I also haven't put like a video on my SoundCloud in like weeks. Not a video, but like the audio version of the show. I gotta work on that. All kinds of shit. I gotta do even more work somehow. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna find hours in a day, but whatever. It's all good. All right, folks, that's my time. Gonna switch over to the patron-only show in 5 minutes after I go to the bathroom. So switch over now. The rest of you I will see on a Monday. It's only a couple days away for another episode of The Greatest Show in all of human history. So be sure to join me in. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good weekend. I love the shit out of you. And as always, till next time, Logic, motherfuckers. Fuck yes. Let's play some Experience Machine, an original song by Dusty Smith, available on my SoundCloud to play us out with. Good night, everybody. Hey. What? Go! Yeah! Show begins in 5 minutes. Switch over now. turn this off. Go to the after show.